Buenos días, meine lieben Freunde, und willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Danganronpa, another the Spare Academy. Ja, ich habe den Part ein bisschen zu früh gestartet. Eigentlich wollte ich ihn starten, wenn hier diese Einblende kommt, aber gut, wir starten direkt. Ich laber gar nicht lange rum, weil ihr werdet den letzten Part, Anita wird den letzten Part schon gesehen haben. Ja, Anita ist wieder dabei. Woo! What is it, Yuki? This can't be. Kyokas. Okay, ich lese dieses ganze ich lese das nicht, ich lese dieses Geschrei nicht. Könnt ihr vergessen. Ding dong. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, a class trial will begin. What was that announcement? Before that, we need to tell the others. I'll go then. Okay. I was still screaming on the spot, and by the time I regained my composure, everyone was gathered in front of the girls' restroom. Habe ich mich gerade bewegt? Habe ich mich gerade bewegt? Yuki, it's dangerous to go in. But he's right. I heard this from Monokuma the other day while walking in the hallway. The machine guns will roast us into ashes if we try to enter the restroom of the opposite sex. But Kyoka's in there. And we can't even check on her? Yuki, calm yourself. Let the girls get to her. No, please don't. I ask you all to refrain from doing anything that may disrupt the crime scene. Warte mal, ich bin ja Mr. Optionale Dialoge. Ich glaube, das hier war Main-Dialog. Moment! Ich bin vorhin wirklich einfach reingegangen, Alter. Ich will erst mal mit allen reden. Kann ich hier weg? I can't run away from this. Mitch, was sagst du dazu? No way! Someone's actually dead? It's not a surprise party? Oh, I didn't want to believe the announcement when I heard it. How could this happen? When the announcement came... Wie habe ich denn mal gesprochen? When the announcement... Ich muss den laut sprechen, ich muss den klar und deutlich sprechen, aber ich muss ihn auch so entspannt sprechen. Das wird schwierig. When the announcement came, I felt that something sinister was due to occur. It seems like my senses were unfortunately correct. For now, let us wish that she might find peace. Kyoka, just why? You didn't deserve this. Kyoka, what make you like this? Damn it! Ah, somebody's murdered, for real! Kyoka. Ah, Papa! Heulsuse. Why did this happen? I can't understand it. Weren't we all good friends? Nein, haben wir nicht. Falsch, neu machen. I must be having a bad dream. Can someone wake me up? Guys? Anyone? Ich wollte nicht rein, ich wollte noch mit Kindlo reden, verfickte Scheiße. Ach komm ey. So, geht doch, Alter. Jetzt können wir endlich mit den Letzten noch reden. I can't believe it. How could I let something like this happen? I don't deserve to be a police officer. Ja, okay. Ja, jetzt können wir endlich starten, Leute. 3 Minuten, fast 4 Minuten in der Aufnahme. The dreadful scene was still visible inside the girls' restroom. Yuki, it's dangerous to go in. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. But he's right. I heard this from Monokuma the other day while walking in the hallway. The machine guns will roast us into ashes if we try to enter the restroom of the opposite sex. But Kyoka's in there, and we can't even check on her? Yuki, calm yourself. Let the girls get to her. No, please don't. I ask you all to refrain from doing anything that may disrupt the crime scene. Tsurugi, I don't think you have to act like a policeman here. A friend of ours died, and you're just acting like it's another day of your job? I apologize. I'm also reflecting on my own inability that caused this tragedy. I don't deserve to stand here with you. But still, I ask for your cooperation. We have to investigate the situation and find the truth. The truth? What do you mean by that? Why do you think Kyoka died? Or tell me, were you thinking she just killed herself because of that rope around her neck? Then Kyoka was really murdered? Bingo! That would be correct! Kyoka Maki was murdered! Monokuma, you son of a bitch! Wait a second, isn't it still possible for her to have killed herself? We haven't even started the investigation yet. Suicide? Nonsense! I can say this for sure. Kyoka was murdered by another person. And the perpetrator of such a crime is, of course, one of you guys. That can't be true. One of us is the culprit? Certainly. That someone must have wanted to get out so badly after seeing my motive video yesterday. Not that I will blame anyone for it. After all, it's just natural human tendency. You can't really call that wrong, can you? Nothing is wrong about a murder? Do you not know that homicide is the worst possible crime that a person can commit? Silly girl! That type of reasoning only works outside. You live in a different world, one that consists entirely of the school. In other words, the only law that exists here is the school regulations. There's really a murderer among us? Ich frage mich wirklich, wenn das jetzt in echt passieren würde, wie wäre da die Rechtslage eigentlich? Das habe ich mich schon mal gefragt. Es gab ja sogar wirklich mal einen Typen, habe ich mal gehört, aber ich habe da nicht viel Info drüber. Aber es gab wohl wirklich mal einen Typen, der wirklich ein Killing Game veranstalten wollte. Der ist ins Gefängnis gekommen, Alter. Der hat wirklich Leute eingeladen. Jo Leute, wir sperren uns irgendwo ein und bringen uns gegenseitig um. Voll die geile Idee, oder? Das Ding ist... Was wollte ich nochmal sagen? Ich frage mich wirklich, wie die Rechtslage da wäre. Weil du wirst ja nicht gezwungen, jemanden umzubringen, aber es ist so deine einzige Hoffnung. So, ich glaube, du würdest wahrscheinlich eine milde Strafe, aber du würdest auf jeden Fall nicht ohne Strafe davon kommen. There's really a murderer among us? Who is it? Who's the killer? You damned criminal! Stop this bullshit now! You're scaring me! A friendly reminder that bear hunting is illegal here. Anyway, don't be so mad. Relax. I'm here to help, not to harm. Help? You see, boys, weren't you having trouble because you can't enter the girls' restroom? But that will prevent a fair investigation from happening. So for this course, the restroom sensor will be disabled until the end of the class trial. Of course, it doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. As the headmaster, I promote healthy relationships between boys and girls. Investigation? For what? When a friend of ours just died. Investigate the case for the upcoming class trial. What else could it be? Class trial? Er ist ja Ultimate Lawyer, das wird richtig heftig, Alter. That's right, didn't I tell you? In order to graduate, you have to win the class trial after murdering someone. How will the black and deceive the others while hiding their own identity? How will the remaining spotless find the blackened the thrills? The investigation is all for that. Have you ever seen a detective who points out the culprit without any prior investigation? You bastard! You've gotta be kidding us! Well, spend your time wisely till I call you again. Last but not least, here's the bonus for y'all. I'll give you this, namely, the Monokuma file! It's meant to be a guide to those who haven't encountered this kind of situation before. It contains some useful information like the cause of death and fatal injury. Well, some of you are experts on this field and may not need this. But it doesn't hurt to have one, does it? Don't you want one too? Here you go! Als ob man das nicht braucht, Alter. Sogar die Time of Death steht da drin, Junge. Selbst so ein super Bulle wie Kindlo braucht den Scheiß. The cause of death? How do you even know that? Because I saw it through the surveillance camera. What do you think I do at night? Hibernating? Wrong! I'm always watching you! Would that mean you already know the culprit? Glad to hear that. I was wondering if Monokuma was trying to trick us again. As long as I have a fair game, I'm fine. Mikau? Where have you been all this time? At the entrance to investigate. I came here when I heard a body was discovered. Liar! What? How can you be this late when there's a murder? Especially when you love to be so noisy like that. Nosy, nicht noisy, sorry. Yeah, right! How are you the only one missing when we were all here? What are these morons talking about? Just confess it already! Aren't you the killer? Wait, stop! It's not the time to fight against each other. What's this? Now I'm suddenly left out. Well, fine, I won't let this get on me. Everyone, good luck on the investigation and see ya later! After Monokuma left, no one dared to let out a word for a very long time. Geil, Alter, voll viel Investigation Time jetzt einfach verschwendet, weil wir hier rumstehen. Peak. It was only natural. One of the 14 standing people here has murdered Kyoka. Familiar tension in the atmosphere. Eyes doubling each other. The conflict was already at its climax. Also ich kann schon mal sagen, es ist auf keinen Fall Mekaru, Alter, wenn die direkt so sagen, so bist du super suspicious, als ob die das dann ist, Alter. So are we planning to do this forever? Huh? Will we stand here for the remainder of our time doing nothing at all? Remainder of our time. Monokuma had said that a punishment awaits the losing party of the trial. Punishment? Does that mean execution? Indeed. We all die if we fail to find the truth. That's why we have to do this. Yeah, I have to do this. I will die if I don't. By doing this, I will need to question every one of us and point someone out as the culprit. Still, I must do it. If I don't want to die, if I want to survive, it's inevitable. When I became aware of my surroundings again, I found myself unknowingly entering the girls' restroom. It hurt that I had to doubt the friends, but a weird yet more intense feeling was boiling up inside me. I want to know. Why did this happen to Kyoka? Who's the culprit that killed her? I want to find out. Curiosity took over my reason. And what do I want to do with it? I want to find that out as well. For now, it may be better to follow this intense craving for knowledge. Damn, I will do it. I will expose the culprit and survive this game. That's the only option I have, right? Oh yeah! Investigation. Before starting the investigation, let's read the Monokuma file first. I might get something out of it. Ja, der liegt jetzt hier auch immer rum, also wir können ihn jederzeit accessen dann. The victim is Kyoka Maki. The estimated time of death is around 6 AM. Also heute Morgen. Okay. The body was discovered hanging in the girls' restroom of the student dormitory. The cause of death is a contusion on the occiput. What the fuck? There seems to have been excessive blood loss from the wound. Okay, ja, eine Kopfverletzung sehen wir auf dem Bild da links. Is this it? Some more information would have helped. Well, I guess I'll have to start from here. Let's check anything that looks suspicious. And it might be a good idea to talk with other people so we can share our knowledge. And find out the truth. Yes, I will! The investigation has begun. You have to collect truth bullets, ja. Aber wir können doch auch Shift drücken. Ja, wir können auch Shift drücken. Und dann sehen wir alles, was wichtig ist. Boah, war das gerade laut. Okay, das heißt, die hier sind alle wichtig. Also alles, was hier rumliegt. Uehara zum Beispiel ist nicht wichtig. Truly a regrettable incident. I have been bracing myself to a degree, but reality still seems capable of exceeding our worst expectations. It's making me feel like I'm out of hope, but we must find the culprit, both for Kyoka and our own good. I agree. We should investigate to the extent of our capabilities and combine our knowledge. Additionally, there are still several of us who are in panic and need some time before joining us to investigate. If possible, I want you to comfort them and help them regain their composure. I think I'm one of those several people too. But okay, I'll try. Warum machst du das nicht, Alter? Du bist doch Ultimate Priest. Komm einmal hier so Hand auf die Stirn legen und sagen, Gott segne dich. What the fuck? Teruya, are you okay? I can't believe someone really died. A really dead person. Teruya, genau. Teruya, it's not that I don't feel sad like you. But if we don't do this, we're gonna be killed. I can't do it. How am I supposed to investigate while I'm feeling like... Well, I'm feeling like this. With someone who might be a murderer. Listen, I won't force you to do anything you don't like. But if you keep being negative like that, we might lose an opportunity to uncover the truth. That will mean game over for us. If that's what you want, keep standing there like that. Er dreht sich rum. Er hat keinen Bock auf uns. Kyoka! Damn it! You were alright last night. We had fun together. It's only a few hours since we last talked to her. But this is reality, right? I can't let myself be overtaken by grief. I can't say I'm smart, but I'll try to the best of my ability. I'm gonna find out who did this to you, Kyoka. Let's help each other out. Und du hast auch vielleicht nicht viel zu sagen. Mikako, what are you staring at like that? the rope there. Rope? It's strange. The rope hanging Kyoka is strange. The hook. Huh? Junge, was willst du von mir? Oh, she's right. I was too shocked by the sight of Kyoka's corpse to notice it earlier, ach so, now. Ich war schon verwirrt, Alter. Ich dachte mir, das wäre ein Übersetzungsfehler. But now I see that the rope is fixed to the ceiling bar by a hook. But how is it strange? It's probably just used to hold the rope in place. If it was done from the inside, it cannot be tied like that. Huh? What do you mean? Oh, I thought we were finally having an actual conversation, but she went silent again. Still, I think she knows something. That means there's something about that hook. Okay. Ich rede lieber mit den Pfeiltasten, Alter. WASD. Ich komme mit WASD nicht klar. Grüße ihn raus an Celine. There's something on the wall. A witless liquid with a dark yellow color splattered on the wall. It felt more slippery than I thought when I gently touched it. It's oddly disturbing. I tried smelling the liquid on my finger. Ah, it stinks! What's the smell? It's more familiar. Have you smelled that liquid? Yeah, you know what this is? Well, I cannot say for certain, but I believe the odor is closest to that of rubber. Rubber? Well, that sounds pretty accurate. But it's not just rubber. It smells terrible, like an ugly mixture of rubber and oil. It's on the floor too. What do you think it is? Maybe it's been here since the first day. But it's unlikely. Does it not look like the stain is heading toward Kyoka's body? Kinsley made a convincing point. An explanation I can think of is the liquid trickled down the wall and to the floor, eventually flowing toward Kyoka's body? I think this is an important piece of evidence related to the case too. But I still don't have enough clues yet. Ja, wir haben gerade erst angefangen, Alter. Entspann dich. Okay, ja stimmt, du bist ja quasi der Ersatz für Mikan. Kanata, are you alright? It hurts me emotionally to do this, but I shouldn't avoid it, right? Because this is the only option. Yes, this is the only thing we can do. I do everything I can to help everyone as much as possible, so we can uncover the truth. Thanks. Did you read the Monokuma file? Yes, there wasn't anything particularly remarkable. Kanata, do you think we can trust the Monokuma file? I mean, it might give us false information to throw us off. I came up with the same question and examined the body by myself. And I'm sure the information given in the Monokuma file is true. The time and cause of death mostly seems to match. Okay. Ich habe wieder diese Atemprobleme, Alter. Ich hatte die den ganzen Tag nicht. Ich habe die immer nur, wenn ich aufnehme. Was sollte ich? Und auch immer nur, wenn ich dieses Spiel aufnehme. Ich sehe. Wie viel Grad haben wir eigentlich gerade? Mir ist extrem kalt heute, muss ich tatsächlich sagen. 10 Grad, ja okay, vorhin war es 15 Grad. I see. I thought it could be Monokuma's trap. Guess I should start from here. Though there are very little clues. This is just my opinion, but don't you think Miss Maki's body looks a bit odd? Odd? My examination results agree with the Monokuma file statement that the cause of death was a contagion in the occiput. That would mean Miss Maki's fatal injury was on the back of her head. Then why is she hanged? Oh yeah, I don't see a reason for the culprit to hang her, unless they were planning to choke her to death. I was puzzled and proceeded to check Miss Maki's neck. The rope wasn't even tied. When the person is hanged, there should be a clear mark, or in worst cases, blue discolorations on the skin that was in contact with the rope. Ja, und vor allem, sie chillt ja auch auf dem Boden, so wie ich das sehe, ne? But there's barely a mark on her neck, and I can't quite understand the cause. Sorry. Ah, mein Bein tut weh. Boah, heute in der Uncomfortability Edition, Alter. Judging from the state of the body, I would rather say the rope has simply wrapped around her neck than hanged her. Mr. English, Alter. So Kyoko was not hanged? We know the actual cause of death is a contusion, but the rope has nothing to do with it, then why? I think this will be important. Thank you, Kanata. My pleasure. My medical knowledge is far from perfect, but I'm glad that it can help you. Junge, du bist ein Ultimate, halt's Maul, Junge, was für far from perfect? If only I was skilled enough to bring the dead back to life, Miss Markey wouldn't have gone through all of this. No one can ever bring a dead person back to life, so don't blame yourself, Kanata. Okay, thank you, Mr. Maeda. I continue the autopsy in case I missed anything. And I feel bad for Miss Markey when I leave her alone, so just don't push yourself so hard. Not as testimony, okay? I can hear the bloodstain investigating. Oh, there's a small bloodstain right in front of Kyoka's body. Bloodstain. Does that mean the hanging has nothing to do with the case? I'm sure hanging itself would make you bleed. But there wasn't any notable bloodstains on her. All that was found was a thick cloth smeared on the hair near the bruise. Wir sind gar nicht so weit, Alter. Das Spiel verlangt manchmal von mir, dass ich die Dinge in der Reihenfolge mache, die ich es gar nicht mache. Weil, wenn ich jetzt zuerst mit Kyoka wenn ich jetzt zuerst Kyoka investigated hätte, dann wüssten wir das. Aber eigentlich wissen wir das ja noch gar nicht. I suppose the culprit wiped the blood on the body. Das sieht wirklich schlimm aus. Kyoka's body. Ugh. This is a real death of a human. As I watched from up close, I felt like I was becoming extremely closer to death itself. Kyoka. Last night it was Kyoka who saved me from using my mind after watching the movie Motive. In a situation where you can't even trust yourself, a bright smile drove negative thoughts away. How did this happen to you? I shouldn't run away from reality. No matter what, I have to face it and move forward for Kyoka's sake. I think professionals like Tsurugi and Kanata already examined the body, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to look over it myself. Sorry, Kyoka, I'll check your body real quick. Struggling to keep myself from rattling, I inspected Kyoka's body. According to the Monokuma file, the death happened about 3 hours ago. Only 3 hours have passed, but there wasn't even a tiny bit of life left in Kyoka's body. Anyway, the Monokuma file said that the cause of death is a contusion on the occiput. Junge, wenn das noch einmal gesagt wird, dann raste ich aus, Alter. Ich kann dieses scheiß Wort nicht aussprechen. I carefully examined the back of Kyoka's head. There really was a large bruise on Kyoka's head. It created a giant dip on the skin. Something's not right. How is there not a single drop of blood on the body when there's an injury like this? The culprit could have wiped it away to get rid of the remaining evidence. But it would be pointless since the Monokuma file tells us everything. Yeah. Kyoka. What's this? When examining Kyoka's body, I suddenly realized that she was holding something in her hand. This looks like a piece of paper. With some effort I pulled... Wollte ich nicht. Ja, hat es aus ihrer Hand rausgezogen. A notepad. I wonder if it's from the ones Monokuma put in each of our rooms. There's something written on the paper. To the laundry room at 6. Any cam be waiting. Wahrscheinlich come to the laundry room at 6, there won't be any cameras, I'll be waiting oder so. This would be a fairly important piece of evidence. 6 o'clock is precisely Kyoka's time of death. The killer must have called Kyoka with this. Torn note, okay. I don't think there's anything else special. Plus, I don't want to touch the dead friend's body any longer. I silently prayed for her. Okay. Akane! Yuki, what are we supposed to do? Someone actually died! The situation might seem hopeless, but we have to try. If we don't, we're going to die too. We're gonna die? Habt ihr nicht aufgepasst am Anfang? Oh, Monokuma told us. In the class trial. If we fail to uncover the truth, we're going to be executed. Und hat das nicht Kindly vorhin auch nochmal outgepointet? We can't let that happen. What I'm saying is, it's hard to face what happened to Kyoka, but for her sake, we need to figure out the truth. Okay, I'll do it for Kyoka. I'm not much of an intellect, but I'll do everything I can. When I find out the truth, I won't ever forgive the person who murdered Kyoka. She seems to feel a bit better. Gibt's hier irgendwas Wichtiges? Ja, anscheinend ja. Ja, Mekaru ist wichtig, okay? Dann rede ich nicht mit Mekaru. Ist irgendwer gerade vielleicht in der Dining Hall? Also ich weiß, wo wir sonst noch hin müssen. In die Schule können wir wahrscheinlich aktuell nicht, oder? Wir können actually in die Schule. Yo. Geht aber nix ab eigentlich. Das ist die Antique Store. Place filled with bizarre odds and ends not found anywhere else in the building. I thought the culprit might have gotten their tools from murder from here, but they didn't come here very often. Everything only looks the same. Only we had an expert on the store. Huh? Wait a minute, wasn't there someone? Or sell things? Someone is an expert of selling things. The person might know something about this. I should go ask him. Ja, stimmt. Tsubuya Otori. Hier ist abgeschlossen. Ich gehe jetzt überall hin. Wenn die hier überall Schüler hinpacken, dann gehe ich jetzt überall hin. Ist mir egal. Ich suche jetzt die ganze Schule nach allen Schülern. Ist mir komplett egal. Und wenn es für nix ist. Hier geht nichts ab, oder? Können wir hier rein? Das ist the Girls Restroom. Wir können hier nicht rein, actually. LOL. Jetzt auch keiner. Okay, dann ist hier wirklich nur Satsuki. Yuki. What do we do? Kyoka's really dead. Calm down, Satsuki. I know it can be confusing, but if you give up here, everything will be over for real. Think of what you can do right now. Yeah, so Satsuki came on an expedition to investigate the school building cause nobody seems to care about it. It got 0 clues. Cheer up, just remember that we need to investigate to move forward. Oh, sie ist nützlich. Oh, sie ist voll wie nützlich. Ich muss mal speichern. Hin und wieder. Hoppla. Könnte ich mal speichern. Mann, lass mich raus! Damn, this is an ordinary business that's going on. That goddamn Monokuma. A person died that we aren't allowed to any time to give her condolences? Monokuma can be really cruel at times. Yuki, have you got any ideas about the culprit? No, not yet. Me neither. God, I hope we're not doomed yet. I am thoroughly investigating every section of the building, but the diner seems to have little relevance to the murder. You're probably right. We wouldn't want to overlook any clues, so let's search more carefully. Our lives are on the line. Mein Ohr juckt mal wieder. Es geht schon wieder früh los, ne? Wir sind nicht mal eine halbe Stunde drin und mein Ohr juckt schon wieder. Ich weiß übrigens, dass die Investigation nicht lang geht. Ich weiß aber nicht, wie lange das Chastfile geht. Ich weiß es genuinely nicht. Ich glaube, es geht... Ich glaube, es hat eine average Chastfile Length, aber ich weiß es nicht. Hier ist keiner. Gut, dann rennen wir mal eben zurück. Hier ist wahrscheinlich auch... Moment. Ein paar Dinge gibt es noch, die ich investigaten will. Und zwar der Boys Restroom. Hier ist keiner, okay. Ich meine, ich weiß, was wir tun müssen, aber ich suche nach optionalen Dialog. Oh, hier ist einiges. Oh. There's a crumbled sphere in the corner of the garbage dump. What is this? Having lost its spherical shape, it's a strange object was leaking a dark yellow liquid with an awful smell. Yeah, the smell! This must be rubber, right? When I carefully touch the oozing liquid, I feel the slimy and thick stickiness. A rubber ball? Maybe this is related to the case. You know, there was nothing like this in the trash room before the murder. But what is this feeling? I feel like I saw something like this before. Burst rubber ball. Die Mordwaffe! Eieiei. This is... Yuki, that's... a hammer. There's blood on it. Blood? Then could it be... Du Bastard, stehst hier seit 3 Stunden neben der scheiß Mordwaffe und dir fällt jetzt erst auf, oh, da ist Blut an diesem Hammer dran. Willst du mir das gerade ernsthaft erzählen? Yeah, it's most likely the murder weapon. The hammer was about 30 centimeters long and the metal part was really hard. Yoko was hit by this hideous thing. Must have been scary and painful. Mr. Aufmerksam. Yuki, are you alright? You look pale. That's my line. I mean, who would look at good as ever when their friend was just murdered? This garbage dump. I came here to look for any signs of the culprit having attempted to throw away the evidence. Great idea. This certainly looks like a good place to do that. I think I'm close to finding something. Ja, du hast schon jede Menge hier gefunden eigentlich, also... Warte mal, ich kann wirklich hier rüber gehen. Ja, wie scheiße, Alter. Wie scheiße. Ich habe mich ja selbst auch ein bisschen mit dem RPG Maker auseinandergesetzt, also ich weiß, wie das funktioniert grundsätzlich. Dankeschön. Aber ja, gut, es gibt noch euch beide hier. Ah, damn it! Was passiert gerade? Fuck, war das gerade? Habt ihr das gerade auch mitbekommen? Why do I have to do this? Kizuna? What the, who is it? It's me, Yuki. Did I surprise you that much? Yuki, it wasn't you, right? You're not the killer. Of course not, I would never kill someone. Yeah, it's easy for anyone to say that. Kizuna. Whatever this class trial is, I don't care! I just wanna get out of this fucking place! Kizuna, try to calm down. Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk with someone who might be a murderer. Seems like Kyoka's death caused her to completely... Was? Was ist das? Ausländer? Caused her to completely lose her trust in others, okay? Hier chillt keiner. Hier chillt tatsächlich jemand. Hier chillt Kinzo, okay? Und im Lager ist keiner, oder? Hier ist nie irgendwer, Alter. Ich kann aufhören, in diesen Raum hier reinzugehen. Er ist auch relevant, ne? Ja. Hey Yuki, how's your investigation going? Well, can't say for sure. Would you come look over here? Look what? The door? Don't you see that? Yeah, I see that it's your room. This is a key piece of evidence. Your room is a key piece of evidence? Not the room. Look at the nameplate. I don't know what you're trying to say, Tsurugi. I see that it's your room, but... No, this is not my room. Huh? What do you mean by that? I don't exactly know what happened, and how the nameplates were switched. They're switched? Yes, with Kyoka's, and she happens to be the victim of this case. Come over here. This is my actual room. That's... Next to the door that Tsurugi pointed out as his room was the plate that read Kyoka Maki. I noticed it when I was going around to call you guys in the morning. I wasn't aware of the murder back then, so I assumed I could manage it later. Looking back now, I think this tells me the overall flow of events. You can see what happened just from this? Well, roughly combined with evidence gathered from other places. I have some experience in this field after all. Oh right, he is the ultimate police officer. Er wird unsere Kyoko sein, ich sag's euch. He encountered actual murder cases before. He would certainly know what to do in this sort of situation. Switch nameplates, okay? Yuki, besides that, I need to know something. Do you know who switched the nameplates around? Even if you say so. Ah! I remember from last night. Ha! Were you scared? Scared? You're such a coward! Begging for your life immediately at the spot! What an amusing sight! So funny! Well then, though not on purpose, you still broke the nameplates. Should I call this a punishment? Anyway, put these nameplates back on. I'll really punish you if you don't. And keep in mind, you won't be exempted for a second offense, accident or not. No, I'll pick up the broken piece so you don't get cut. I think I know who it was. Really? But even if he did, why? Make sure to hold on tight to that information. This nameplate is most likely related to the root cause of Kyoka's death. Tsurugi, are you okay with me not telling you who switched the nameplates? I won't mind it, but there's no need if you know who it was. We'll talk more in the class trial. If it bugs you so much, you could try talking to the person right now. Yeah, Haruhiko Kobashikawa. The person who switched the nameplate. Must have been him. Let's go ask. Ja, mit dem müssen wir auch noch reden. What are you looking at, useless? Ah, Mekaru. When the murder happened, what made you come late? Why should I tell you? Besides, I told you not to talk to me. I was investigating in the entrance hall. There was something of particular interest. Was it more important than a friend's death? Friend? Since when were you guys and I friends? You... Well, I admit, an actual murder happening was beyond my expectation. Should I be shocked by every single incident that occurs here? Hey, friend or not, I don't think that's how we should react to a person's death. Huh, so what? I was born like this. That's why I'm different from the rest of you. Why don't you quit wasting time and go investigate? The class trial is a piece of cake for me. But I'm not going to offer any help. Are you saying you already cracked the case? Absolutely. Are you playing me for a fool? This whole murder case is a joke. Not because you're the culprit? Now look at who's treating an innocent person like a criminal just because I was late. Suspecting your friends to be a murderer? Is that the mutual trust you guys were so busy talking about? But I don't know the culprit yet. And you look the most suspicious right now because of that extra time you took. Suppose I am the culprit. Can you give me a reason why I would commit murder? You think I'm foolish enough to be swayed by some dumb video? Give a proper explanation. There's no evidence to back up your claim. Are you an idiot? Sure, there's no evidence nor any witnesses. But even if I was late for another reason, nothing would change from the truth. Coming late to the murder scene despite the announcement is suspicious enough. This is a waste of time. Get lost if you don't get what I'm saying. I have things to check on and can't spare time for morons. Like how? Why do you always have to... Jeez, what a nuisance. Why are you acting so friendly anyway? Didn't you get enough? If you still want more, go see that brawny lawyer. He'll prove my innocence. Kakao Yamaguchi. Okay. Wait, Macau, I can't understand her. Disregarding everyone else for incompetence. Not even caring the slightest bit about a murder. I have to admit her reasoning and research skills are exceptional. Becoming a top university professor at her age certainly isn't an easy thing to do. But did she have to be so hostile and antagonistic all the time? Well, this is not the time to think about that. The class trial will begin soon. We need to dig up more details about the culprit. The brawny lawyer Mikao mentioned. That must be Kakao. She said he'll prove her innocence. I should go talk to him. Erstmal laundry room. Here's a bloodstain. Is this? The sudden sight took me by surprise. Blood? In the laundry room? Wait, the body was in the girl's restroom. Why is blood splattered all over here on the floor? A bloodstain in the laundry room. What I can infer from this is, could it be... Ja, wir müssen noch mit Dings müssen wir auch noch reden, mit Haruhiko. Ah, Yuki, sorry for not being much help. I'm trying my best to investigate, but I don't understand anything. What should I do? Hey Haru, I have a question for you. Huh? For me? What is it? We were with Kyoka and Satsuki last night. What did you do after getting back from the restroom? Oh, Dad? You know that I broke the nameplates. But let's put the new ones back up like Monokuma told me to. You guys were gone by then. I was a bit lonely doing it all by myself, you know? Is that all? Huh? What's the matter, Yuki? Did I say something wrong? I went straight to bed after putting them back on. So the two nameplates that you broke yesterday, they belong to Kyoka and Tsurugi? Kyoka and Tsurugi? Yeah, I think so. Maybe frank here. Since last night, the nameplates on Kyoka and Tsurugi's rooms have been switched. Switched? Yeah, Tsurugi said it'll be an important piece of evidence. But I couldn't think of anyone else than you that could have messed with them. If one of the switched nameplates belongs to Kyoka, the victim, isn't this too much to be a coincidence? Wait a second, switched? They're switched? Did I... What is it, Haru? It's probably my fault that the nameplates were switched. You really did! Why did you switch them? Is it because you're the culprit? No, trust me, please, I'm innocent! Okay, I trust you. Was ist das für eine Unterhaltung, Alter? Peak Gonta und Kokichi Unterhaltung. So can you explain why you switched the nameplates around? Well, actually... I normally don't pay a lot of attention to the dorm rooms, so it was a bit difficult to see whose room was whose. I mean, I wasn't sure where Kyoka and Tsurugi's nameplates originally were. Plus that restroom trip in the middle just kept adding to the confusion. They didn't want to bother anyone when they've just gone into sleep. So I put them back on based on my vague memory, but I must have done it wrong. I'm sorry. So that's what happened. Alright. I don't know how this connects to the case yet, but it seems like an important clue. I really didn't know. Don't assume I'm the culprit just because I did it. I won't. Thanks for telling the truth. Okay. Wollte ich nicht. Hier geht's wieder besser. Yuki, what should I do? What should... Snap out of it, Teruya. We need to uncover the truth. Stimmt, mit dem müssen wir auch noch reden. Hab ich voll vergessen. But how can I walk around like nothing's happened? When someone's dead for real? Nobody thinks that nothing's happened. Only putting our feelings aside for something more important. You need to get over that despair. Even if you say so. My specialties are praising and selling things and... Warte mal. My specialties are praising and selling things. Not this kind of job. It's one of those fields where I screw up a bunchlet. Oh, there's something you can do. That's why I came to you in the first place. Something I can do? Teruya, didn't you visit the antique store pretty often? The antique store? It's true, I took quite an interest in that place. It has a ton of items of considerable worth. Speaking of that, I think the room looked a bit different this morning from what it used to look before. Really? Are you sure? I think so. I checked the place when we were looking for Kyoka and Mikaro. The layout of the room was slightly off from normal. Ich roll einfach nur das R bei dem Typen, Alter. Ich muss den mal ein bisschen mehr mit dem Akzent sprechen und nicht einfach nur das R rollen. You memorize the whole layout of the room? What do you mean the whole layout? It's common sense that a product needs to be in perfect layout to convey its full value to the customers. When I was 6, I learned the hard way how much a layout can influence daily sales. If you say so, it must be true. Wait. About that rope and hook, Teruya. Did you see them at the antique store? Dunno, I didn't look over everything in there yet. But I can say this for sure. The storage didn't have anything like those. I'm positive. And the culprit may have gotten the supplies needed for this murder from the antique store. How do you figure that out? You're smart! Because of what you just told me, Teruya. It's all thanks to you. Thanks to me? Are you starting to feel better now? Always bright and cheerful. That's Teruya I know. Yuki, you're right, I feel better after all this talking. Anyone will feel sad. I'm not an exception. But there's moments in life where we must do things that we don't want to, right? Let's find the culprit who murdered Kyoka. We'll figure out the truth. Yeah, of course we will. We can get there. Let's do this! I think I was able to tear him up, to clear Teruya up a bit. That's a relief. Anyway, what Teruya said is true. The culprit should be someone who went to the antique store after yesterday. Okay, Dankeschön. Ihr habt nichts Neues zu sagen? Ja, ist gut. Ist gut. Ist gut. Danke, Kindling. Ist gut. Hallo? Ey Junge, was ist denn heute los mit dem Spiel, Alter? Ich hatte noch nie so komische Lags. Mich nervt das so hart, ne? Mich nervt das richtig. Ich weiß nicht, wie sehr mich das nervt. Vor allem, was ist das hier auch? Also der das Spiel gemacht hat, wie hat der denn den Scheißraum eingerichtet? Also hier einfach so eine Pflanze, dann hier irgendwelche Schränke, 2 Mülleimer, hier einfach irgendwie nochmal Schrank und... Hä? Hier nochmal so eine Pflanze. I think I found something, but I'm not quite sure. Mikao, can I talk to you for a sec? Huh? What's the matter? I tried to ask Mikao about the reason she was late. She kept insisting she was innocent and told me you might know something. Oh, Mikao, you aloof girl. Do you know why she came late by any chance? Yeah. I should have said it earlier, but when we were all looking for her this morning, I knew where she was. Just I couldn't find the right time to tell everyone. Voll der Idiot, Alter. Was ein Idiot. Really? How did you know? I woke up at 6 in the morning, so I decided to head to the West Room. Haben wir nicht Badezimmer in unseren Dormräumen auch? Also, hä? And that's when I saw Mikao. I asked her where she was going and she said, off to investigate, now get lost. Then she went toward the school wing. If Mikao was saying is true. If Mikao was saying the truth, it looks like Mikao really was investigating the entrance hall. But after that, when did you see her again? Well, after that, I went to the West Room and then directly back to my room. So I didn't see her until after the murder. All of us besides Kyoka, Mikao and Tsurugi were in the diner since 7 AM. Mikao said she was in the entrance hall up until the announcement. None of us can really prove that, right? That's true, but I don't think Mikao was the culprit. Because, you see, I met her at 6 o'clock. According to the Monokuma file, Kyoka's time of death was also around 6 AM. You're right. If Mikao went to the school building at 6, she wouldn't have had enough time to come back here, kill Kyoka, hang her and all. I wasn't in the hallway for long. It was silent out there and it didn't look like Mikao was going to head back my way. I suppose you can't say she's the culprit because of her being late then. Wait, does that mean Kyoka was being murdered in the West Room and I met Mikao? If only I wasn't so dense. It's not your fault, Kikaru. Don't blame yourself. The one who's responsible here is the culprit. It's Monokuma who caused all this. Shoot! How could I have not noticed? Anyway, thanks for telling. No problem. Let's try investigating some more. Das war's doch, oder? Ja. Announcement from Headmaster Monokuma! Looks like all of you are tired of waiting. Shall we begin then our very first class trial? Everyone, please get out to cover the door at the end of the school area hallway. I'll be waiting there. Okay, it's time. If we fail to identify the culprit in the class trial, we die. I really don't want to go through this, but I don't have a choice. This is the only way. The door of the carpet in the school area. I should go there. Gibt keinen zurück? Kein zurück mehr. Steht irgendwer irgendwo anders? Ich glaube, der lässt mich jetzt auch nirgendwo hin, oder? I have outsmarted the game, let's fucking go. Aber ich glaube, das bringt nichts, mal wieder in die Klassenräume zu gehen. Ich glaube, das chillt keiner. Ich glaube, hier chillt gerade eh keiner draußen. Hilft doch alles nichts. Führt kein Weg dran vorbei. Wir müssen hier rein, aber ich trinke vorher nochmal was. 3/4 Stunde gebraucht für die Investigation. Ich weiß halt nicht, wie lange das Class Trial ist. This must be the place Monokuma told us to come. The courtroom. Ah, Yuki, you're here. I was about to get worried. Are you trying to run away from your crime? Hey, du Arschloch, was soll denn das jetzt, Alter? Was hast du mich plötzlich? Are you saying I'm the killer? Don't get ahead of yourself. We'll eventually find out the culprit, even if we don't want to. Even if it is the wrong answer. Since we came this far, did everyone get ready? To be or not to be? Dead or alive? That is the question. Stop joking around, we're trying to be serious. Hey you all, listen! Haruhiko is right! This ain't an ordinary trial. All lives depend on it. So quit whining and pull yourselves together! Mr. Yamaguchi, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong with you guys? You're all loosened up! You'll never get anywhere near the truth with that mindset. Oh, ich finde das so geil. Ich habe ja schon gesagt, ich habe es ja schon angedeutet. Man hat es auch schon auf seinem Artwork gesehen, dass er ja dieses Ding mit dem Auge hat. Dass der richtig heftig wird, wenn es zum Class Trial kommt. Und das ist interessant für Ultimate Lawyer. Also ich glaube tatsächlich, ist es gar nicht so gut utilized, wie man sich jetzt vorstellen könnte. Er hat einfach nur eine andere Persönlichkeit während der Class Trial. Also das ist eigentlich alles. Das ist wirklich alles. It's like he's switching to his alternate personality with a sneeze. Kakao, did you eat something wrong? Shut your trap, Wims! I'm always like this in the courtroom. Alter, wenn du die ganze Zeit Leute beleidigst, wenn du im Courtroom bist, dann frage ich mich wirklich, wie du Peak Anwalt sein kannst. If you're pissed off by how I am, challenge me with a decisive proof in the trial. Where did that stammering coward go? I've always wondered how Kakao became a lawyer with all his shyness. So a sudden change came to me as a surprise. It made me understand why he was the ultimate lawyer right away. Naja, nur weil du schreist, heißt das nicht, dass du recht hast, ne? Their powerful voice and spirit will surely give him a great advantage in court. The only problem is he sounds more like a gangster than a lawyer. Yo! Looks like everyone's here! Take the elevator and come underground! I'll be waiting for you guys! Das hat wahrscheinlich keiner gemerkt, aber ich habe gerade eine kurze Pause gemacht tatsächlich. Und genau jetzt, wo ich wieder anfange, fängt mein scheiß Ohr wieder an zu jucken, Alter. Junge, ich schneid mir das echt ab und denkst der Prostituierten. So. It's time for real. Let's hope we'll do our best. Okay, wir reden auch mit allen. The class trial will start soon. We do our best, so let's hope that luck is on our side. Whether you like it or not, we need to do this. Let's go. Damn! It's really gotten to this. Can we even make it back here alive? Well, useless. Ready to uncover the truth? Like I said multiple times, I have no intention to help you out. Have fun struggling. Dead or alive? Let's find out live! Don't get me wrong, I know this ain't the right time, but wasn't that one mad personality switch? I almost fell on my knees when I saw that. Kyoka will be watching us from above. Let's find her Madara and help her find peace. Phew! I've tried my best, but I'm still not sure on this. I might need to hear what the rest of you found out to get a grip on it. Come on, folks! Move, move, move! We've got no time to waste waiting for your slow pokes. Sie sagt nichts. Sie ist komisch. Sie ist extrem komisch. I wonder how and why Monokuma's making us do this. So I suppose we have more important matters to handle. Let's go. To harm another human being means to defy heavenly law. Whoever committed the act must be ready to answer for their sin. Das ist... Okay, ja. Was auch immer da steht. Was? Wo ist meine Übersetzung hin? Das Spiel ist plötzlich auf Koreanisch. Geil. Let's fucking go. Hallo? Okay, geht das auch wieder weg? Hallo? Ich muss das Spiel vielleicht neu starten, weil... Hä? Das war gerade wahrscheinlich so ein Dialog von wegen, okay, seid ihr bereit? Ja, einer von uns ist es hier. Weil da wurden ja gerade auch nochmal alle gezeigt, so um nochmal zu verdeutlichen, es ist einer von uns. The elevator descends underground with a series of clinks and clanks. Gosh, this thing's gonna take forever. This is gonna take forever. Which floor are we on? This feels like we're going somewhere we can never come back from. Not concerned about our uneasiness at all. The elevator slowly approaches its destination. Okay. We're here. Ooh, finally! I was dying to see y'all! What is this place? It looks so flashy. I set a special courtroom class for you guys. Viel zu früh gedrückt. What the hell are you speaking? You call this a court? You better be kidding. This is contempt of court. Well, enough talking. Let's get over this quick. Stand where your name is written. Let's go. Ich finde das auch süß, dass wir hier wirklich alle so stehen und dass wir das halt auch wirklich diesen Blick hier die ganze Zeit während des Class Trials haben werden. Ihr werdet gleich sehen, was ich meine. Is everyone ready? We shall begin in a moment. Behold, the class trial. A circular arrangement where we can see each other's faces directly. Despite Monokuma's mischievous, almost ridiculous attitude, there was a strange tension going around here. Kyoka. She was a playful friend, and though somewhat lazy at times, she shined with positivity at every moment. When everyone else panicked at Monokuma's motive, she managed to cheer me up. Kyoka. She left our side too early. What would have she... Mr. English, Alter. What would she have thought at her final moment? Why did she have to die? And the cruel killer who murdered Kyoka. That cold-blooded, heartless killer is hiding among us. And thus, Act 1 at Hapt Academy begins. A life or death trial. A life or death deception. A life or death betrayal. A life or death mystery. A life or death lie. A life or death truth. A life or death class trial. Ja, erstes Class Trial. Let's go. Ich bin heiß. Gib mir mal bitte mal ganz kurz meine Truth Bullets. Also wir haben 1, 2, 3. Wir haben 14 Truth Bullets, okay? Das wird wahrscheinlich eine Weile dauern. Wir haben nur 3 Leben in dem Class Trials hier. Das ist richtig scheiße. Also die sind auch echt schwierig in dem Spiel hier. Und ja, das ist doch nicht relevant. Egal. Let us begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out the culprit, only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. One of us is the killer? The culprit who murdered Kyoka? Of course! Warum juckt mein Ohr jetzt schon wieder? Warum? Warum, Alter? Es ist bei dem Let's Play hier tatsächlich leichter zu schneiden, weil ich meine Tastatur eh schon in der Hand habe und die mit einer Tastenkombination quasi Dinge rausschneiden kann. No way! I have to be in the same place as a real murderer? I can't do that! know it's hard, but it's a must. We need to uncover the truth behind this case. And ultimately, reveal the culprit's identity. Wait, hold on. What's that? That picture of Kyoka. Wouldn't it be awful if she got left out just because she died? Because she died? Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates. Hey! Let me ask you something, just in case. It's crucial that we know this for the trial. This is really important, so prepare to answer, dumbass. Can there be accomplices in the case? That will determine the entire course of our discussion. Really important? Why sure, I can tell you that. No accomplices in murder may exist. However, no matter how many accomplices there are, only the one who committed murder graduates. I see. There would be no merit for the accomplice. Kakeru, he really looks like a different person. That'll do for the preamble. Let's get started then. First up is the case summary. Now, let the debate begin. The class trial. Monokuma first mentioned it in the glim. I thought none of us would commit murder. And the class trial would never happen. That's why I didn't think too deep about this. But it really started. The class trial to find Kyoka's killer. If we fail to reveal the culprit in this trial, we'll be... No, I can't let that happen. I have to do this, not only for me, but for everyone else too. To find out what really happened. And to reach the ultimate truth. I must do this with all my might! A non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Auf jeden Fall. Non-stop debate, you need... Ja, ich will eigentlich nur die Steuerung wissen. Press shift to change the truth bullet. Needless to say, but firing the truth bullet at the wrong place will deplete... Ja. Und wie schieße ich? Und wie schieße ich? Kann mir das mal bitte jemand sagen, wie ich schieße? Ich hab nämlich keine Ahnung. Shift wechsle ich meine Truth Bullet. Ja, geil, danke. Danke für die Info, aber das wusste ich schon. Also das wusste ich nicht, aber... Hä? So ein Spiel. Ich versuche das zu lesen. Let us start with the basics. Kyoka Maki was the victim. Kann das irgendwie wegdrücken, ne? She was a classmate and friend, brutally murdered by this very morning. Guck mal, ist der nochmal weg. Miss Maki, she was discovered in the girl's restroom, hanged by her neck. Und wie ging das? You could have done such a terrible thing. Wie drückt man das nochmal weg? Hey, look, you see? I still can't quite believe that a real murder happened. I mean, this is ridiculous. Kyoka hanged herself and died by choking. How's that a murder? Idiot. Well, it certainly looks like a suicide at first sight. Drückt man den Hä? Man konnte das irgendwie skippen. Ich weiß nicht wie. Ja, ich weiß ja schon, was ich machen muss. Ah ja, und wir verlieren auch jedes Mal einen von den Sternen, wenn wir... Was gibt man das denn nochmal? Ich gehe gerade alle Tasten durch. Keine Ahnung. Ich weiß es nicht. Irgendwie ging das. Ach, nicht schon wieder. Sieht man irgendwo meinen Nachnamen? Sieht man irgendwo irgendwas, was mich ficken kann? Spirit Tracks, Pokémon Weiß, Danganronpa updated, Music, dieser PC, Desktop-Spiele, Danganronpa. Nö, man sieht nichts, was mich ficken kann. Sehr schön. Gut, ich gebe es dann also einfach auf. Okay, wir schießen mit Enter. Skalium! Keine Ahnung, was der sagt. Ich kann es nicht aussprechen. Weil, komm, wir kriegen auch jedes Mal Punkte. Ich werde wahrscheinlich Punkte abzukriegen, weil ich es habe durchlaufen lassen. Ja, ich hab's halt, ich lasse es halt immer einmal durchlaufen. That's wrong, Teruya. Kyoka didn't choke to death. She didn't choke to death? Then how do you explain the rope around her neck? The Monokuma file. Didn't you read it? It clearly states Kyoka's cause of death. Look, it says here. The victim is Kyoka Maki. The estimated time of death is around 6 AM. The body was discovered hanging in the girls' restroom of the student dormitory. The cause of death is a contusion to the occiput. There seems to have been excessive blood loss from the wound. See? According to the file, Kyoka didn't die due to choking. Her real cause of death is the contusion on her occiput. Alter! The back of her head. Yeah, but can we really trust that thing? I don't know if I can really trust something from that old lock Monokuma. What? Are you questioning my credibility? Oh, kids these days, they just love to judge the file by its cover. Listen, I do not tell any lies regarding the trial. I believe in fair trial more than anything else. More than anyone else. Don't worry, Mr. Otori. I can back up the credibility of the information. Almost everything on the Monokuma file is true. I'll guarantee you as a physician. So, if Kyoka died from a contusion on her occiput, someone must have hit her head from the back, right? Okay, she didn't kill herself, and another person killed her. Then I guess it really is murder. Well, duh! Don't reckon that it's suicide just because you're too lazy to go through the trial. Our lives are at stake here. Let us not waste our energy in pointless insults. It's already stated in the Monokuma file, but to add on my personal commentary, Kyoka's injury was very severe. The strike went through her skull and made a large depression on her head. Inferring from this, she probably died an instant death. What a devastating incident. This should not have happened. We can put those commentaries aside and talk about what actually matters. If the injury was that severe, a hard object must have been used to strike her head. The murder weapon, you mean? I expected someone would bring that up around this time. I want us all to talk about the weapon used to deliver the fatal blow to Kyoka. If Kyoka didn't kill herself, a blunt object other than the rope must have been used as a weapon. Let's delve into that some more. Another weapon that struck Kyoka's head. We can find out what it was. Okay, ja. Ist am Anfang noch recht basic. Ja, wir haben nur eine Truth Bullet am Anfang. Junge, und der sagt mir, dass ich mit Shift wechseln kann. Sagt mir das doch später, wenn ich es wirklich brauche. The culprit must have hit the head with a blunt object. That should be the weapon. What kind of object is the weapon? The strike on Kyoka's head was nearly deep enough to create a depression on her skull. Something that's able to cause an injury like that. Perhaps a long object like a hat or stick? Ach so, bat. I don't know. What could it be? Ja, wir wissen ja, was es ist. Ja, jetzt krieg ich das heute einen aufs Maul. Ja, wir können halt so skippen. Eigentlich, man konnte auch irgendwie Schritt für Schritt skippen. Ich finde es gerade echt nicht raus. Vielleicht ging das aber... Ja, das ging auch hier. Das ging auch hier. Ja. Ayame hat doch das gesagt, was falsch war, ne? Das kam doch hier nach, oder? Nein, das war hier. Ja, die Hitbox ist zum Glück sehr forgiving. Und ich kann auch mit der Leertaste schießen, das ist gut zu wissen. Und jetzt habe ich wahrscheinlich ja 5 Punkte minus. Wie? Ja, scheiß drauf. Wir kriegen die Monocoins eh nicht, weil ich ja danach das andere Spiel spielen muss, weil ich habe das ja in 2 verschiedenen Dateien, beziehungsweise es gibt nur in 2 verschiedene Dateien. Keine Ahnung, warum man sich nicht einfach das komplette Spiel holen kann. Sorry, ich habe kurz was getrunken. Ayame, that can't be right. In fact, I discovered this from the dormitory's garbage dump. Is that... It's a hammer! A small one you can easily hold with one hand. Is that what the culprit used to attack Kyoka? It apparently has blood on it, so it must be the weapon. The fact that it was found in the garbage dump indicates that the culprit attempted to get rid of it. How did you even find that at the dump? But can a tiny hammer really kill a person? Wanna try if you're curious? No thanks, I'm fine. Regardless of the size, the hammer is made of metal. With enough force at the right angle, killing a person in a single blow is not entirely impossible. To sum up, the culprit murdered Kyoka at once, with a hammer strike from the back, then hanged her. But isn't it strange? If the killer just wanted to murder Kyoka, then why did they hang the body? Even if it was to cover up her real cause of death, that the bruise and the bloodstain are still there. You can see that it's a murder right away. You can? I thought it was suicide before Yuki told us. That's because you're a helpless idiot. Miss Markie's body didn't look typical of people who hang themselves in the first place. Too unnatural if it was meant to be framed as a suicide. Too unnatural? Yeah, it did look slightly different from a typical suicide by hanging. Unnatural because the rope was too loose, it wasn't hanging in the air. Kanata, you mean the body looked unnatural because it wasn't hanging in the air despite the rope being tied on her? Ah yes, that is correct. Don't you think so? Oh yeah, I got zero ideas about all this. Idiot. You don't know how people die from hanging. They usually tie a rope in the air, stand on a chair or similar object and kick it off as they hang themselves. That way there's nothing to step on, and eventually they are choked by gravity to death. Oh, I get it. If Kyoka committed suicide, her body has to hang down in the air. But Kyoka's body was down on the floor, even with the rope hung around her neck. This must be the point. It sure is weird. Why did the culprit hang Kyoka's body then? It's simple. There are two possible explanations. The culprit either has a reason to do it, or was swear to God stupid. The culprit is stupid? Would that mean Hao is the culprit? Hey, she said the culprit is stupid, not that the stupid person is the culprit. He didn't deny that he's stupid. Süß, ich liebe diese Energie zwischen den Leuten. Anyway, there's no way that the culprit hanged her without thinking. There has to be a reason. What is that reason that this had to happen? To talk about that, we have to discuss about the culprit first. There's no need to repeat that. Revealing the identity of the culprit is the ultimate object of this trial after all. So let us discuss about the culprit like Tsurugi said! But who is the real killer? I have no idea. Me neither. How could there be a murderer among us? I can't even imagine who. Hey! Didn't we already narrow it down to half, to be honest? What makes you say that? Duh! Use your brain! Kyoka's body was found in the girls' restroom and hanged by a rope. Then shouldn't the killer be one of the girls? What? Hey, he has a point. Exactly. For example, Kizuna could be the killer. She didn't speak up since the beginning of the trial. Or Miss Dark Circle's over there. Hä? Sie sagt nichts, wie immer. One of them's the culprit? That's nonsense. I have no reason to commit murder. Then why are you so quiet? It's hella suspicious. Dark Circles was always like that, but not you. Shut up. I'm just trying to avoid talking with dirty killers. Mr. Maui, please don't call us killers. There's only one culprit. Monokuma said accomplices have no merit. Don't view us like that. Hell no! Kyoka's already dead, it can be anyone next time. I can't die here. Huh? You know that unnecessary overreaction makes you look even more suspicious? Shut up, Higa! How dare you spit out nonsense? The killer's a girl because the body was in the girl's restroom? It's not like we have rules here. Guys can certainly enter it too. Kizuna? You sound like a different person today. Why are you calling him by last name? Well, I guess her mask slipped. It's impossible for a man to enter the women's restroom. The women's restroom. Might have been a possibility in the real world, but this place has a rule that forbids it. Am I right, Monokuma? Bingo! A man entering the women's restroom is considered a form of indecency and will be punished by a shower of bullets from the machine guns. The same goes for the opposite case. This applies to not only the restrooms, but also the locker rooms and bathhouses that will be unlocked soon. Let's bear that in mind. It's true. Monokuma warned us when we found Kyoko's body and tried to step in. Come on! It's a matter of common sense that guys can never commit murder in the girls' restroom. It wasn't me! Why would I of all people commit murder? I'm not a criminal. If anyone is, it's that creepy bitch. Sie starrt dir wieder in die Seele, Alter. If Mitsuhiro was right, that means the culprit is either Akane, Mekaru, Kanata, Ayame, Kizuna, Satsuki or Mikako. No, I'm not the culprit! That's Satsuki never ever killed anyone. Yeah, if the killer is one of the girls, who else can it be besides her? Don't you agree, Rei Mekaru? What's she even talking about? Don't pull my leg. Weren't you late when the body was discovered? Everyone was there except for you. If you're not the culprit, why did you come late? Is that all you have? I told you back then. I was late because I was investigating at the main entrance. Nobody believes you! You have no evidence! Well, surely. She was a bit suspicious. I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but you did come late. Mekaru, can you prove what you said? If you need proof for something as simple as this, it would be better for you to die here, airhead. Trying to back out? Gotcha. We found the answer. This bitch's the killer. Hold on. I suggest that we think about this some more. Kann Kindlo nicht irgendwas sagen? Coming late to the scene is sure to do us suspicion, but... would it also mean that Mekaru is the culprit? That's impossible. I know that Mekaru really was at the entrance hall to investigate. There was evidence pointing to her innocence. It was... Kikaru's account. Hold on! Mekaru is innocent! She really was at the entrance to investigate at the time. Huh? How can you be sure? Did you see it yourself? No, but... Kikaru, you know it, right? Mekaru's innocence. Nee, warte, ich muss die Lache anders machen. You said it, Yuki! Listen up, fellas! Rei Mekaru's innocent! I, Kikaru Yamaguchi, am the witness! Mr. Yamaguchi, is there something you know about this? Ich schwöre euch, den Typen zu lesen, fickt meine Stimme, Alter. Gut, dass der nur in den Trials so ist, dann habe ich nur jeden zweiten Tag das Problem aktuell. Weil ich bin ja aktuell Mr. Urlaub. I woke up around 6 AM with an urge to go to the restroom. As I was heading there, I encountered Mekaru. She said she was going to investigate the schooling and walked away. The next time I saw her was after the murder occurred. Which means Mekaru is innocent! Did you get what he's saying? Satsuki sees the logic, but can't understand a thing because of all that shouting. Basically, he saw Mekaru heading toward the school in the morning, which proved Mekaru's claim. Wait, but the body discovery announcement was at 8! There's 2 hours in between the time you saw her and the murder! 2 whole hours! How does that prove her innocence? Kizuna, think about the time again. It's true that Mekaru didn't show up until after we found the body, but Kyoko's estimated time of death was 6 AM. In other words, it's impossible for Mekaru to have murdered Kyoko since she went to the school wing at 6. Sure, she could have turned back as soon as Kyoko went back into his room, but there wouldn't be enough time for her to hang Kyoko's body or throw away the hammer. This is the reason why I'm saying Mekaru is innocent. Wie keine Zeit? Hä? Der echte Culprit musste das doch auch tun. Hä? Wie keine Zeit? Hä? Was lautet der für eine Scheiße? This is the reason why I'm saying Mekaru is innocent. Ach du Scheiße, hab ich mich gerade erschrocken. Weil es auch gerade so gelaggt hat, Junge. Wrong! That's not enough to say she's innocent. Why? You even have a witness, Kikaru. Now there's a hole in your argument. I'm sorry, you, but I've got to make this rebuttal. That's the only way to make that Four Eyes admit her crime and end the stupid trial. Okay, ja. Rebuttal slot. Ja, bitte. One-on-one debate, argument, press on you. Press confirms to slash your opponent's words. In the mouse debate, you can refute. Text marked in yellow. Pressing shift. Warum ändert man denn jetzt die Steuerung? Hä, wie dumm ist das denn? Ja, okay. Ja, dankeschön. Ja, Steuerung schon wieder vergessen. Was muss ich machen? Ich muss Shift drücken, ne? Ich versuche das auch zu lesen, aber ich weiß nicht, ob ich es hinkriege. Dankeschön. Kyoka died around 6 AM. I know that. Hä? Wie mache ich? Ach so. But who said you had to murder someone right in front of that person? Mekaru could have killed him remotely from some other place. Advance, okay. Kill her remotely? How? Kyoko was murdered by a hammer. How is it possible for her to kill Kyoka with a hammer when she was talking with Kikaru? It's more than possible. For example, she could have tied the rope around the neck in advance, knock her out or something. After set the hammer on the ceiling, sorry, ja. Okay, ja. Ja, dankeschön. Hallo? Ey, was leckt denn das Spiel heute so? Ich habe meinen Laptop heute noch neu gestartet, Junge. Ich müsste mal eben ganz kurz alles schließen, was nicht für die Aufnahme wichtig ist. So. Kizuna, it's impossible to kill Kyoka remotely. How come? I told you! Well, technically it's possible. But it's not the answer for this case. And it's because the body was too clean. The body was too clean? Remember how Kyokas body looked like? Hallo? Was ist denn jetzt passiert? Ich glaube wirklich, meine Maus hat irgendeinen Fehler, weil meine Maus hat einfach random irgendwo hingeklickt. Ist das vorhin auch passiert? Ich glaube, ich bin vorhin gar nicht auf Windows gekommen, sondern das ist einfach nur passiert. Gut. Packe ich meine Maus halt einfach hier auf den Bildschirm. Remember what Kyoka's body looked like? Kyoka's head did have a large bruise and was all sticky with blood. But that was it. The blood under her hair didn't even flow very far. The clothes were clean too. Isn't it strange? A bruise that's severe enough to create a dent on her head and not a single drop of blood got on her clothes? There's only one reason for this. The killer wiped off the blood at the same time as Kyoka died. Yes, I agree with Yuki. I was wondering the same thing while I examined the body. But can you stop bleeding from a wound that big just by wiping it a few times? My nosebleeds never stop that easily when I try to wipe them off. It doesn't take long for blood to coagulate in room temperature. A nosebleed is from an injury inside the nose, but since Maki's bruise was directly exposed to the air, about 5 minutes of pressure would have been enough to stop her bleeding. And as Maki likely died an instant death, the actual amount of bleeding might not have been much due to the lack of circulation. Huh? But if the culprit wiped it off as soon as Kyoka died... Right, if the culprit killed Kyoka remotely from a distance like Kizuna suggested, Kyoka's body would be covered with blood by the time they go to wipe it off. Also, they'd have to whisk the blood getting on her clothes. Also, they'd have to whisk the blood getting on her clothes when there's no way to wash it off. What do you think, Kizuna? Anything left for you to say? Why? Why are you siding with Four Eyes? I wasn't really siding with Mekaru. True, I would useless stand up for me in the first place. I don't care what you think of me, but don't use it to justify framing someone else in a trial. If we choose the wrong person based off of your pretty emotions, everyone here is going to die. Did you still not understand the rule of this place? Fine, do whatever you want. Yes! Then is Mekaru finally proven innocent? Is everyone clear on that? Why are we suddenly talking about Mekaru though? If I remember correctly, she faced our suspicion after Mitsuhiro said the killer was among the girls. Mekaru, we apologize for suspecting you. Shrug it off. No matter how much you contempt and disdain me, I don't give a damn. Mekaru, she has the guts! Then we can safely assume that Mekaru and Kakeru have an alibi. Have you already crossed out Kakeru? Didn't you say the killer is a girl? Hold on! Even if Freue is innocent, I'm not gonna take that! The killer cannot be a girl! But there's no other possibility! The killer had to be able to enter the girls' restroom! Who else other than the girls can enter the girls' restroom? Ja, Moment mal. So, sorry, meine Mutter war da gerade und ich wollte mir noch ein Wasser holen. Dann dachte ich mir, ich wollte noch was fragen. Beziehungsweise ich wollte dir sagen, dass ich nachher noch mehr Essen mache. And why are you being so fussy if you're not the culprit? You feeling guilty or something? I told you I'm not the killer! I mean, that's not fair. You can't assume me as the killer just because I'm a girl. And you don't even have a solid reasoning. Oh, come on! If the rule that boys cannot enter the girls' restroom is not an acceptable reason, then what is? Culprit is a girl, but is it really like that? This isn't good. We can't reach an agreement if we keep fighting. Ultimate Leader, we are waiting for you to come up with a plan. Ah, ich musste mal ganz kurz was trinken. Irgendeine Gülle ist da gerade mir hochgekommen. Ja, still. There's no need. In fact, I'd highly encourage this sort of debate. Huh? I see the current situation as a perfect chance for all of us to understand the culprit's strategy. What do you mean? Everyone's just fighting each other right now. Weiß, wer der Culprit ist. Think about why you were led to believe that the culprit is a woman. If you can figure that out, you'll be able to reach the answer from there on. Why did we come to think that the culprit is a girl? One was in the girl's restroom for sure. Is the culprit a girl just like Mitch said? I think we're still missing something critical. I have to point that out. Okay, was kommt jetzt? Laundry Room Bloodstain oder Torn Note? Ich würde sagen Laundry Room Bloodstain. The culprit is definitely one of the girls. I said I'm not gonna take it. I must say it does sound convincing. The body was indeed discovered inside the women's restroom. We didn't kill anyone! Calm down. While the body was found in the women's restroom. We must consider that Kyoka's murder and the hanging occurred separately from one another. But the murder still happened in the girl's restroom, right? The culprit must have murdered Kyoka inside the restroom and hanged her afterwards. Soll ich mir mein Genick brechen oder was? It's impossible for guys to have done when they are not allowed in the girl's restroom. Ja, wir müssen auf ihn schließen, auf das Vorletzte. Oh ja, und oh, das wird ein Problem später. Der resettet immer die Truth Bullet zu der Default Truth Bullet. Das heißt, du musst immer gucken, dass du auch wirklich die richtige Truth Bullet drin hast. Also Laundry Room Bloodstain haben wir ja gesagt. Alright! No, that's wrong! Punkte. Bin ich zufrieden. No, Haru, that's not true! Not true? What's not true? We've been missing something critical. I'll cut to the chase. The culprit can certainly be a guy too. Huh? What are you talking about? Guys couldn't go in the girls' restroom. How do you commit murder at a place you can't even enter? That doesn't matter. All this time we thought that the murder occurred in the girls' restroom since that's where the body was found. But where the murder actually happened was a totally different location. Huh, what do you mean? The body was at the girls' restroom. Oh, I get it! Looks like A1 finally got it. That reminds me, the Monokuma file only stated where the body was discovered, not the place where the actual murder occurred. A critical point indeed. We weren't paying attention to the real deal while being distracted by superficial things. You should have seen it at your first glance. Wait, hold on. If Kyoka wasn't murdered in the girl's restroom, if the culprit killed her in another place and moved the body to the restroom, this could be all done by someone who's not a girl. Come to think of it, Kyoka's body was quite close to the restroom entrance. Then, was Kyoka murdered somewhere else? How did you reach that conclusion, Yuki? I bet you had some kind of supporting evidence. Yeah, in fact, I found a puddle of blood in the laundry room. The laundry room? That place sounds so relevant. The blood stain says everything. Kyoka Maki was murdered in the laundry room. The laundry room? I have seen Miss Maki there a few times, but at the time of death. Why did she go to the laundry room at 6 AM in the morning? Und warum haben Kikeru und Mekaru sie dann nicht gesehen? Huh? Plot hole? Yeah, I know she was an early bird, but I don't think she would get up that early. The reason Kyoka headed to the laundry room. Wir wissen warum. Put it down. Everyone, can you look at this for a second? What's that? I found this from Kyoka's body. It looks like a square piece of paper from the notepad Monokuma gave us. Kyoka was holding it tight in her hand. Would you like me to read what it says? On to the laundry room at 6. Then he can be waiting. It's already and torn. Take a closer look. It clearly mentions that place in the part that we can read. The parts that we can read. I see. The laundry room. Moreover, the words that really matter are still intact despite the missing parts. From the parts that are left, I think the full message was: so come to the laundry room at 6 AM. There aren't any cameras there. I'll be waiting. Something like that. That was so sick, Tsurugi. You completed the note lost from its parts. Ja, das hätte ich auch hinbekommen. It's my speculation, so I can't assure that it's completely identical to the original sentence, but it should be the same overall. Is it ripped because the culprit tried to pull it out by force? I believe so. Maybe the culprit wasn't able to remove the whole paper from his Marky's hand due to Whittler mortis. That means Kyoka got that note from someone and went to the laundry room at the designated time without knowing what's about to happen. Shoot, why would anyone use those kinds of cheap tricks? Huh? Satsuki's confused on the part that says there aren't any cameras. Perhaps it was intended to make the note look like some sort of secret talk. No, that's not what Satsuki meant. Are there really no cameras in the laundry room? There is. Wow, what a surprise! You can talk? Between the ventilator and the clothesline. Yes, I saw it too. The culprit just wrote down meaningless nonsense as bait. Kyoka, just why? I apologize for the untimely interruption, but may I speak for a moment? Kindly, what is it? Kyoka was murdered in the laundry room. Although we can now be certain about this statement, is it not too early to conclude that the man could be the culprit as well? Huh? While it is possible for a man to commit murder in the laundry room and carry the body to the restroom, recall the fact that Kyoka was not merely lying on the restroom floor. She was hanged by a rope attached to the ceiling. Have we forgotten this already? Oh, you're right! The murder could be done somewhere else, but you'll have to enter the restroom to connect the rope to the ceiling. So the culprit is really a girl then? What? Are we back to where we started? Seriously, guys! You want to think the culprit is a girl that bad? No, but Kenji is not wrong. It's impossible to tie a rope to a pipe inside the restroom unless you are inside as well. See? The killer is one of the girls! Wait, it's too early to make that conclusion. Can there be a way to hang the body from the outside? Kenji is right, the killer cannot be a guy. If there's a way to refute that logic, I have to come up with that even if the chances are less than 1%. It will. It's a mistake and kill all of us. Put our hands together, we'll be able to find the answer. Was kommt jetzt? Okay. Es gibt auch Hangman's Gambit im Spiel und ich habe noch mehr Angst als in Danganronpa 2 vor Hangman's Gambit in diesem Spiel. Ihr werdet sehen warum. Kanatos Account, Bloodstain Your Body, Hook. Ich glaube, wir müssen den Hook auswählen. Way to hang the body from the outside. Is that really possible? Was the culprit used a tool for it? Müssen wir darauf jetzt den Hook schließen? Maybe the culprit had a tall height? He must have climbed up the wall! It's a kind of stunt! Satsuki can do it too! Hey, we're being serious hier! Okay, es gibt nur eine Möglichkeit, wo wir es draufschließen können, von daher. Obwohl, es gab noch eine, aber das ist halt Schwachsinn, was da gerade stand. Hallo? Nein, ich habe die falsche Bullet, oder? Ja, ich hab's vorhin noch gesagt. Da muss ich drauf achten, da muss ich wirklich drauf achten. Warum, dass wir nur 3 Herzen haben, Alter? Spiele ich hier Zelda oder was? Es spielt eh keine Rolle, weil wir die Monokuma Coins eh nicht behalten können. That's it, Ayame. You can use a tool. A tool? But how? I almost forgot. The tool that was tied to the rope. It's right there. Do you see it? Looks like a hook to me. A hook? You opened something like that? I'm starting to get impressed by the extent of you guys' stupidity. But Uses made a good point this time. You're right. Looks like you got it correct. So, what about the hook? The carpet must have found this hook with the rope attached to connect... With the rope attached to connect it to the pipe on the ceiling. That way the rope is all set. Afterward, they can tie the other end to Kyoka's neck and push her body inside. Wouldn't that be possible to do without actually entering the women's restroom? Yes it is! This is our answer! Hold on! Look how the rope is tied to the pipe! It's been trying several times around the pipe. Is it possible to do it with that heavy looking hook on the rope? Oui! Er ist Franzose? Oui, he's right! It's fastened by the hook, but the rope went around several times. I know, it's nearly impossible to tie a rope like that when there's a hook attached. What the? You said it like it's possible! That's why the culprit used another tool to secure the rope onto the pipe. Another Tool? Ich bin auch impressed, wir sind bei 1,5 Stunden. Und ich habe das... Also es gibt in diesem Spiel auch wieder diese Pause. Die Pause kommt aber meistens erst, wenn du den Culprit hast. Und die zweite Hälfte des Last Rides ist meistens viel kürzer als die erste. Ja, ich weiß nicht, warum ich das jetzt gesagt habe. Another tool? What is that, another tool? Seems like Mikao was the only one who realized what it is. Well, can you tell us, Mikao? Like hell I realized! I knew it from the very beginning. If you're trying to sound me out, quit it. I already said I have no plans to offer any help. Besides, it looks like Eustace over there got hold of it anyway. Why don't you ask him? What, me? Yoki, can you tell us the answer? Well, it's... Oh, you didn't? Sorry about that. I guess that question was too hard for your non-functional brain. I won't forgive myself if I don't give an answer after hearing that. In fact, I'm sure that I get that outlagged. Nein. Oh, ich dachte schon Hangman's Gambit, Alter. Richtige Anxiety habe ich gerade. Ja. Good. And one more thing. There was one key piece of evidence, of course, it's called Tool's involvement. Ja. Hätte ich gerade fast aus Versehen ausgewählt, übrigens. I got it! I figured out the other tool used by the culprit. It's the rubber ball. Rubber ball? What's a rubber ball? It's like a bouncy ball. If you ever played with them when you were young, it's full of some kind of viscous liquid that makes it bounce back up when it hits the floor. Oh, I know! I made some improvements to it and sold it overseas under the name Hyperball. Did I tell you all that it's still selling great? How is it relevant to the case? You better tell us quick, Yuki! Okay. I figured out the way the rubber ball was used in the murder just now. After Tsurugi said the culprit used another tool to set the rope in place, I tried to relate the act of winding the rope with the circumstances of the murder. I think we can be certain about the culprit using a hook since we found one on the pipe. But as Mitch pointed out, it's impossible to wind the rope like that with the hook alone. Putting the hook after setting up the rope wasn't a choice either, because there's no way to get the rope around the pipe by itself. Besides, they'd have to step inside to attach the hook. That's why the culprit used the rubber ball. Before using the hook, the culprit tied the rope around the rubber ball. Then they threw it inside the restroom between the pipe and the ceiling to be more... Ich hab's letzte Wort nicht gelesen. That way, the ball would hit the wall and bounce back toward where it started. If you repeat this multiple times, you get the rope around the pipe with the ball returning to the entrance every time. All that's left is to remove the ball and tie the hook to hold on the pipe. But the culprit probably faced something that wasn't part of their plan here. The rubber ball burst because of the pressure from the rebounding of the wall. It spilled its contents all over the wall and the floor, which is still left at the scene. This is how the culprit tied the rope without going inside the girl's restroom. The hook and the rubber ball were used to make it look like it was done from the inside. So that must have been the stinky liquid on the wall. Well said, Yuki. I agree with you. Well, if our ultimate police officer says so, I guess he's right. Everyone, did you notice something after getting to this point? Notice what? Think closely. We're talking about the possibility of a man being the culprit. But don't you think it should be the opposite after going through all of this? Opposite? No explanation involving the hook and the ball is to prove that it's possible for a guy to be the culprit. If the opposite of that is true, that means the culprit is a man. The culprit is Monokuma. That's right. We're going in the opposite direction ever since. Opposite direction? What are you talking about? We thought that the culprit was a girl, so we thought of a way to hang Kyoka from the outside of the restroom based on the assumption, what if a guy could be the culprit as well? Turns out that wasn't the case. It's very unlikely that the culprit is among the girls. The killer is definitely a man. Well, it wasn't me. Ich hatte wieder irgendeine Gülle in meinem Hals stecken, sorry. Hey, how so? Why is it suddenly like that? Think about what we just went through. The culprit undoubtedly used the hook and the rubber ball to connect the rope to the ceiling. Now, suppose the culprit was a woman. Would there be a reason for her to use such complicated methods when she could have simply stepped inside and tied the rope directly? That makes sense. It looks like the culprit had to do it without going inside the restroom. Furthermore, even if the culprit was a woman and had to use the hook or rubber ball for some reason, they would have been able to clean the stain on the wall afterwards. Right, as I mentioned before, the culprit probably didn't expect the rubber ball to burst. To clean the liquid off the wall, they needed to get inside the restroom. But they couldn't, because guys can't enter the girls' restroom. I can't say it with absolute certainty, but it's the most reasonable explanation we can think of. There would be no reason for the culprit to initially leave traces in the murder scene. I mean, the liquid stain on the walls was a big hint for figuring out how the ball was used by the culprit. Uh-huh. That automatically gives us girls an alibi, right? Plus, even better. Yuki, Tabuya, Haruhiko, Mitsuhimo, Tsurugi, Kindly, and Kakao. We know one of them's gotta be it. Hold on. What if the culprit was a woman and tried to make us think this way all along? I highly doubt it. The reason the culprit hanged Kyoka in the first place was to make us think that a woman did it. Oh, so it has nothing to do with disguising it as a suicide from the start. Indeed, everything was to lead us to thinking that a woman is the culprit. In other words, the culprit wanted us to think that way. So they wouldn't become a suspect. All because the culprit himself was a man. Everything's connected now. I found it strange to find the rope on Miss Marky's neck being too loose. In retrospect, I see that was the case because the culprit didn't intend to make it look like a suicide at all. I can't believe it took this long for you to reach that point. Naja, ungefähr 40 Minuten, ne? What's up with you talking like you already knew all of this stuff? Because I already knew. What? I already have everything worked out. Who the culprit is, why they killed, anything you could possibly think of. Eh? What? And you just stood there in silence when you had all your answers? How many times will I have to repeat this? I have absolutely no reason to help you out. Mikao, this isn't a competition. If you don't share what you know and we end up voting for the wrong person, you're going to die too. Of course, I'll share my knowledge when it gets to that. But even without me, you still have Tsurugi Kindlo over there to help you. And useless, you're getting pretty close to the truth too. I was actually surprised. Perhaps you weren't completely useless after all, monkey. Monkey? Gee, she's a real smug. Well, she's always been like that. We should ignore what she said and keep moving on. Sure, I believe we left off saying the culprit is a man. Uh-huh, I wonder who it is. Wow, she must be really excited by the tables turning. For real, Alter. Although we know now that the killer is among the men. We still need to specify one person out of 7. Is there any kind of clue to narrow down the list? Well, if Miss Mikao was able to work out the culprit's identity, there must be a clue pointing to the killer somewhere. The problem is we don't know what that clue is. Tsurugi, a little help here? Like something that can nail the killer? I do do have something in mind, but you shouldn't rely on me for everything. All of you should figure the case out by yourself, and understand the reason behind the final verdict. Kyoka. Oh, guck mal, wie süß. Ich liebe Satsuki. Hey, y'all. Any ideas about the culprit? Well, nothing in particular, I suppose. We're almost there. We know that the culprit is one of the guys. And just to remind you all, it's not me. That reaction is making you look even more suspicious. Just like you from a while ago. What did you just say? Yeah, I'm sorry. Wasn't that out of character, Kizuna? Since most of you seem to be having trouble with this, let me suggest going around. How about we all think of something else first? Oh yeah, let's go. Such as... Don't you want to know why Kyoka died? Why Kyoka had to die? Of course we do. Kyoka was always full of spirit and a nice friend to us. She didn't deserve to die. To begin with, 2 people were indirectly involved in Kyoka's death. 2 people? Are you implying that there are 2 culprits? No, I'm not saying those 2 took part in the murder. They heavily influenced the events leading up to Kyoka's death. The point is, Kyoka died as a result of someone's mistake, and the culprit's misjudgment that stemmed from it. Mistake and misjudgment? I need the help of a certain someone to explain this. Yuki, could you help me out? Me? Do you remember the conversation we had in the hallway? The one over the nameplates. Oh, you mean that one? Yeah. You told me then that you know who caused that change to the nameplates. I don't have knowledge regarding this matter, so I'd like for you to provide us the context. Hello? I've got 0 ideas on what the 2 of you are talking about. Okay, I explained it to everyone. Yesterday, while all of us were in shock after Monokuma showed us the motive, there was a minor incident that happened. The people who know about this incident are me, Hao, and Satsuki. And finally, Kyoka. Huh? Huh? They don't look like they know it though. How, Satsuki, did you forget what happened before nighttime yesterday? With the nameplates. Oh, that. Oh, you mean that thing with Hao's triple spin? Yeah, would you mind explaining to us what happened back then? I think there's something you didn't know about it. I'll tell you when we get there. Okay. Hallo? Junge, das Spiel laggt so hart heute. Was ist denn das? Eieiei. Ich hab's einfach kaputt gemacht, Leute. Wir brauchen jetzt. Haus-Account brauche ich. Dann sind mir egal. Leg ich mal mein drittes Herz weg. Last night, me, Satsuki and Kyoka were hanging out together to distract ourselves from the motive. Then I accidentally fell down and broke the nameplates. It was really funny to watch! Triple spin! When I was freaking out over damaging school property, Monokuma showed up and said that he won't punish me since it was an accident, and left me with a new set of nameplates. He told Hao to put the new nameplates back where they belong. So he put them back at the right place and the rest of us went to bed. No, that's wrong. Krieg ich mein Herz mal bitte wieder, Alter? Ich will nicht... Wie heile ich mich denn hier? No, Satsuki. There's something wrong with what you just said. Naja, what's wrong? Although Hao did put the nameplates back, he didn't know that he made a mistake while doing so. Yuki, that's... He forgot where the 2 nameplates originally were, so he put the new ones in the wrong place. What? He forgot about something that was right in front of him seconds ago? Oh, he went to the restroom before putting them back, so I think he got confused somewhere in the middle. Okay, I get how much of an idiot Haruhiko is. How is that related to Kyoka's murder? That would be because the 2 nameplates Haruhiko had to replace belonged to Tsurugi Kindlo and Kyoka Maki. Right, Yuki? Yeah, right. Kyoka's room was next to mine and Tsurugi's was next to hers. But because Haru thought the other way around, the nameplates on the doors were switched. Mr. Kabashikawa, was it your intent to do so? Anyway, Haru, shouldn't you already know? We talked about the nameplates being switched when we were investigating. Well, I did, but I just wanted to avoid unnecessary suspicion. Avoiding suspicion? Don't tell me you're the culprit, Haruhiko. No, I'm not, I swear. This is exactly why I didn't say it. How do you think you're suspicious? Just a couple of nameplates. I don't think they're that much related to Kyoka's death anyway. Yes, they are related. Much related, in fact. Huh? Now would you care to explain it, what it means to us? I said earlier that 2 people were connected to the murder. One of them is Haruhiko for switching the nameplates. The other person is... me. Huh? Mr. Kindlo, you have an indirect connection with the murder of Miss Maki? May I ask you to elaborate on that? It's true. Let's see, where should I start? How about we all get a grasp of the culprit's intention first? If things went as the culprit originally planned, the person to have a portray here would have been... me. That statement sounds somewhat far-fetched. How come you were to die instead of Kyoka? Do you remember the torn note that Yuki read to us a while ago? I was able to comprehend what the note was aiming for after seeing that note. Kyoka got the note from the culprit and headed to the laundry room at the designated time. There she was assaulted and murdered by the culprit. Everyone's clear on this, right? And let me ask, how do you think Kyoka got the note? How she got the note? Well, maybe one of us casually handed it over to her. Kyoka wouldn't have known that the person who gave the note would come after her back then. From whom? Where? How? Did any of you ever see Kyoka getting a note from someone? No. Besides, there wasn't any time for that. After we got out of the audiovisuals room, Kyoka stayed with me and Satsuki until she went into her room for the night. Wait, then Kyoka got the note between 10 PM last night and her time of death, which is 6 AM this morning? Right. Kyoka went inside her room as soon as it became nighttime. She couldn't have gotten the note while talking face to face with someone. And that leaves us with one possibility. She got the note while she was inside her room. But you can't go into someone's room But you can't go into someone else's room unless you got the key or the owner's permission. Yes, but there is a way to give her the note without opening the door. What? That'd be like magic. Really? How? Ja, ist einfach durch die Tür. Nein. Ich weiß nicht, ob es hier auch schon so ist, wie ich denke. Absolutely. Sag mal bitte die Steuerung. Okay, legen wir los. Oh mein Gott, was? Was? Gap. Ja, wie wähle ich das denn aus? Enter? Shift? Wie wähle ich denn aus? So? Hallo? Ah, dankeschön. Es funktioniert nicht richtig. Warum bin ich so ausgerastet wegen Hangman's Gambit? Wieso hatte ich so eine Angst davor? Ab Chapter 2 ist Hangman's Gambit nicht übersetzt. Und ich kann kein Koreanisch, wie wir vorhin herausgefunden haben. Das wird lustig. Aber ich habe mir schon fast gedacht, dass es hier übersetzt war. That's it, the gap. Even when the door is fully closed, there's a gap between the bottom of the door and the threshold. It's large enough to slip a note through. So, after nighttime, the culprit left the note inside Miss Maki's room through that gap? Right. There would be no one out in the hallway after nighttime, and Kyoka would still be awake. Getting a message, don't exit your room to keep Monokuma from noticing, would have exactly dealt with the chance of Kyoka seeing the note coming in and opening the door. That way, the sender wanted to reveal himself while still getting the message across. This inequality of information between the culprit and Kyoka made her more vulnerable to deception. No, it was pretty bold of him to do that. What if Kyoka didn't show up or brought other people with her? The note probably requested her to come alone to prevent such occurrences. Likely coupled with a reason she won't be able to ignore. And the fact it mentioned the absence of cameras must have been something Monokuma shouldn't know about. A way out, for instance. Did any of you refuse to go if someone offers you to tell you a way to escape? Well, I'd go, yes. True, I would have gone as well. Okay, the culprit sneaked the note into her room. I get it, but how exactly is it you and her whose fault? Think closely. Most people here didn't know about how Hiko switching the nameplates until it was said in the trial, or noticed it after the murder occurred. Which means, at the time of the murder, the culprit was unaware of the fact either. Oh! I see. For that reason, you considered yourself and Haruhiko to be at fault. Huh? For those of you who haven't got it yet, we're saying that the culprit killed Kyoka because of a confusion. Confusion? What? So it ties back to what Tsurugi said earlier. Right. I think I know it now. The indirect influence Haru had over Kyoka's death. Haru switched the nameplate by mistake. The culprit slipped the note inside the room without knowing they were switched. The culprit's intended target was Tsurugi Kindlo. That's right. The culprit never intended to murder Kyoka. The real person he wanted to kill was Tsurugi. That makes sense. The killer saw Tsurugi's nameplate in the door and left a note there, but the room was actually Kyoka's. Does that mean Tsurugi would have died if Haruhiko didn't switch the nameplates? Yes, that's why I said Haruhiko and I indirectly caused Kyoka's death. Kyoka! It's all my fault. It's all because I was an idiot. It's all because I was dumb enough to mix up those stupid nameplates. Calm down, Haruhiko. It's not your fault. Even if you put the nameplates correctly, Tsurugi would have been in danger. I'm a policeman. It's my duty to ensure everyone's safety. Yet I was careless enough to let Kyoka die. I should have died rather than failing in my duty like this. Please don't say that. Every person's life must be treated with extreme regard. That is why I cannot forgive the culprit. Not that murderers ever deserve forgiveness, but him killing one of our close friends was absolutely unforgivable. Yeah, I feel the same too, but how am I supposed to take that one of us is that cruel, cold-blooded killer? So? What do you mean by so? Can't you think? Now's the time to say it. You know, the identity of the culprit. The culprit? Didn't you solve everything you need to? The fact that the culprit is a man, the way he hanged the body without entering the restroom, how and why he called Kyoka Maki and killed her. Isn't the culprit fairly obvious at this point? Well, while we did figure out most of the major details, I don't believe we ever brought up that matter before. Oh, ich muss mal ganz kurz... Oh, mein Knie. Yeah. Warum vibriert meine Uhr? Das Maul. Jeez, you guys still don't know? How long are you going to make me wait here? I think my legs are starting to hurt. How about you say it yourself if you know so much? Why should I? There's people like Tsurugi Kindlo out there anyway. Tsurugi? Do you know who the culprit is? Yes, I do. Actually, I already knew who it was well before the trial started. Woohoo! That's ultimate police! But what I thought back then was more like an educated guess. Now that I went through these discussions in the trial, I'm confident with what I got. Man, that's epic! How'd you know? I still don't have a clue. I'll try to make it easy for everyone to understand. So, let's go back to when we were talking about the hook and the rubber ball. You all know how the culprit used them, right? Of course, the culprit tied the rope to the rubber ball and sent it around the pipe a few times, then threw the hook on to secure the rope. All was to make it seem like it was done from the inside. The rubber ball was the decisive factor in my education of the culprit. Do you remember Yuki explaining earlier that the rubber ball burst because it couldn't overcome the pressure? It was probably due to the accumulated damage from the repeated collisions with the wall. And here's the question. How much pressure do you think is needed to pop a rubber ball? Well, it will depend on which kind you're talking about, but probably a lot. Yeah, but I'll tell you something, that pops too easily will be worthless as a bouncy ball. Right, normal levels of pressure can't leave a single scratch on it, much less like it burst. But the rubber ball still burst, just by bouncing a few times off the wall. That's kinda strange. Was the rubber ball old? When I saw the rubber ball, it was still glossy and shining all over despite its condition. I dare say it was brand new. I'm not done yet. Though I didn't place emphasis on this earlier, think about it. Would it be easy to make a ball go over the pipe through the little space between it and the ceiling, bounce off the wall and roll back towards the entrance? Especially when the culprit couldn't afford to fail even once because he was a man. I believe it would be a challenge. I don't possess the skills for it in the first place, but even if I did, I won't be able to do it because of the pressure. Fully agreed. But the culprit chose to take that challenge and succeeded nonetheless. It wasn't just a matter of guts. He had the confidence and ability to assure his success. In short, the culprit has the ability to throw a ball exactly where he wants to. It's more than the accuracy. Not only did the culprit have precise control over where to land the ball, but also the strength to burst it open. But I don't think anyone out of the guys look like they have that much strength and accuracy. Judging by his muscles, maybe Kakao does? Hahaha! With my daily muscle training, it would be certainly possible for me to burst a rubber ball with my strength. However, just to be clear, I cannot be the culprit! I can't even score a goal right below the basket! Ich muss ein bisschen chillen mit dem Lesen, ich kann nicht so schreien, Alter, sonst rasten meine Nachbarn wieder aus. And how did the killer pull off those tricks? Was he secretly the ultimate baseball player? Referenz an Danganronpa 1. No, I think you guys are missing something. I said the culprit made the rubber ball go over the pipe, not through it. How? Huh? How can you make the ball go over the pipe without throwing it? Wait, I think there is a way. How do you even do that? Superpowers? No, you can kick it with your foot. Oh, right. Rubber balls are small enough to hold with one hand, so I was naturally thinking about that the culprit threw it. Huh? Hold on a sec. Kicking with your foot? I knew I had the answer when I reached that point. It seems like some of you got there too. If what I'm thinking is right, the culprit is... But why? Why did he? Yeah, I'm still not getting it. Who was it? Can somebody just tell me the answer? Yuki, you know who it is, right? Huh? Looking at your facial expression, I got the feeling that you finally reached the truth. You helped me out a lot with the hook and the nameplate, so how about you say it for us? The mastermind behind all of this. Kyoka's murderer. Yuki! Swoogy's right, I know the culprit. I really did figure it out. There's only one person who could have done everything we talked about before. I want to convince myself that I'm wrong, but this is something I have to do. I must do this. Was steht da denn? Epileptiker sollten dieses Spiel nicht spielen. Ultimate Football Player. Du bist es! The person that came up with this plan murdered Kyoka. Mitch. It was you, right? What? Ja, jetzt kommt die Pause. Okay, ich habe so Hunger, Leute. Ich habe so Hunger. Ich hoffe, das geht jetzt schnell, weil ich habe echt so Hunger. Ich könnte eine ganze Kuh fressen, Alter. Ja, ich muss Peak aufs Klo, Alter. Save Progress. Ich muss Peak aufs Klo. Ich bin gleich wieder da. So, da bin ich wieder. So, los geht's, ne? Your Truth Bullets. Welche Truth Bullets hatten wir denn jetzt benutzt? Die? Ja, die nicht direkt, aber die wird, glaube ich, nicht mehr wichtig. Ne? Ich glaube, die wird auch nicht mehr wichtig. Ich glaube, die auch nicht. Die auch nicht. Die auch nicht. Ich glaube, da kommt nicht mehr viel. Da kann ja gar nicht mehr viel kommen. Da kann ja for real nicht mehr viel kommen. Gespeichert haben wir, ne? Oh, meine Anxiety. Ich hab gespeichert. Did you just say I'm the culprit? What, Mitsuhiro? Hey, hold on. How does that make me the culprit? One of the guys has the ability to throw a rubber ball exactly where it was targeted with enough power to burst it. But if we're talking about kicking a ball with that much strength and accuracy, wouldn't be impossible for you, right? Especially when you're the ultimate soccer player. Mitsuhiro's talent was said to be almost on par with that of many professional soccer players. It makes sense for an expert like him to handle a much smaller and lighter ball with such ease. No, wrong! Keep quiet if you're not the expert. Soccer balls and rubber balls are different. And I can do all that even with a soccer ball. Mitch, but you did that thing in Fuji TV's The Masters Challenge. You were the special guest for the game. You had to dribble all kinds of balls and land on the target. Didn't you have no problems with a rubber ball there? You even did it with a Leuten Peak. What? I saw that episode in the hospital. He easily scored a goal with a soccer ball. Then did the same with ping pong balls, shuttlecocks, and even in one of those large exercise balls. Am I wrong? And you're saying you can't kick rubber balls? Try a better joke. That was all fake! It was scripted! How would it even be possible in real life? You think I'm a god or something? Whoa, big scandal alert! Mitch, are you really the culprit? Did you kill Kyoka? Yeah, plus wasn't he the one who said the killer would be among the girls? No, this is a trap! I know, Yuki's the culprit! He's trying to accuse me with no evidence whatsoever! Mitch, it's over. Please, just say it. I don't want to do this any longer. Say what? I didn't kill anyone! Why does it have to be me? You have proof? You have any kind of evidence that I killed? It's a hero. I doubt you would overreact like this if you aren't the culprit. Naja, Kizuna hat vorhin auch overreacted, ne? And you seem able enough to perform the trick. Using the rubber ball that Yuki mentioned. That was... This is ridiculous! That's pure speculations! Show me the proof! Mitch seems really messed up right now. It's true that my argument doesn't have a solid backup. I thought of it by the process of elimination, not real evidence. Still, it should be somewhere. That one piece of evidence that can nail him down as the killer. I need to pound that out, or else we won't get anywhere. Okay Leute, wenn das Team kommt, geht's immer close to the end, wir wissen's. Vamos amigos. Tabuias Account, glaube ich. Ich glaube, wir brauchen Tabuias Account tatsächlich. Wir haben wieder 3 Herzen, let's fucking go. Show me the evidence! I can easily prove myself not guilty, you know? Is there evidence that I put the note into Kyoka's room? How will you prove that I got those tools from the antique store? Where's the evidence that I hanged Kyoka? You can't say any of these for sure. Am I wrong? Now stop bothering me! Ja, hat sich verplappert. Hat die Sachen zwar vom Antique Store bekommen, aber das wurde nie gesagt. Der Einzige, der gesagt hat, dass von dort Dinge verschwunden sind, war Teruya. Schau mir die Evidence, der ist richtig am Ausrasten vor allem. Nein! Oh, Junge! Ich muss das wirklich lernen, Alter. Es nervt mich wirklich. Es nervt mich genuinely. Let's go. Ist gewöhnungsbedürftig einfach. Muss ich mich dran gewöhnen. Das ist ganz einfach. Ja, jetzt sagt er wieder vor. Neu machen. Wait, Mitch. Something's off in your statement. Huh? What's off? I don't see anything wrong with it. I know we talked about the culprit using the hook and the rubber ball earlier, but we didn't mention where they got it from. How did you know those tools were from the antique store? What? Because that's where most of the tools are? Yeah, I just thought the antique store was a good place for them to get it from. Personal opinion. That makes zero sense. You normally find hooks and rubber balls in the storage, not the antique store. Yeah, and doesn't the gym have loads of balls too? You see, you never know. Both the storage and the antique store might have those. That's why I mentioned the antique store. It looked like that place had practically everything. Mitch, we know. One of us has been keeping track of every single item in the storage in the antique store. Am I right, Teruya? Oh yes, Yuki. This is why you asked me about this. Trust me, the antique store definitely had hooks and rubber balls. I know, cause I spent most of my time hanging out there. Also, I'm pretty sure there wasn't any hooks or rubber balls in the storage. There weren't any. The ones used in the murder are from the antique store. The way those items were arranged changed after the murder. Oh yeah, wow, Teruya, you memorized all of that? Wow, what a freak. Shut up! It's just a coincidence! And you still didn't show me proof! Show me evidence! Tangible evidence! Not your stupid guesses! I'm not buying it! You're doing this to the wrong person! Jeez, can't you be a man and just say you did it? Hey, Mitsuhiro, will you admit it if we show you evidence? That you're the culprit? I'm not the culprit! If there's no evidence, you can't say I did it! Give me the proof! Proof, proof, proof! If he insists, we probably should show him. Yuki, show him the proof you have. Ich weiß echt nicht, was der gerade meint mit Proof. Also, was für Proof, Alter? Was habe ich denn für Proof? Hä? I have the proof? Be patient and think. You do have proof. You even showed it to us a while ago. Was meint er? Was meint er denn, hä? Show him the proof to everyone? Is he talking about... Let's see. I didn't think about it back then. Dad can certainly nail Mitch down. I've got to show him what that is. Finaler Kampf, ja. Has confirmed to destroy it. Aber wir haben noch... Ja, okay. Okay, das ist sehr schwierig, deshalb werde ich das jetzt auch nicht lesen oder so. Das ist ja sehr laut, ne? Das ist peak laut. Dann sehe ich denn mein Fadenkreuz nicht? Okay, einmal mit oben. Aber gut, wenn ich mal kurz mein Maul, Alter, noch passt meine Nachbarn nicht so aus. Falscher Knopf. Noch keinen Schaden genommen. Aber die rasten immer zum Ende richtig aus. Jetzt kommen 3. Ne, jetzt kommen nicht 3. Aber später. Jetzt kommt noch eine. Das wird später halt richtig schwierig. Ich kann es euch sagen. Also da werden wir echt zwaggeln. Sehr gut, dass wir überlappt sind. Gut. Show me the proof that I'm the culprit. The notepads Monokuma gave us. Genau wie das Toolkit in Danganronpa 1. Ich hab's fast schon gedacht, dass es das Notepad ist, aber ich war mir nicht ganz sicher. Komm, das war doch jetzt perfekt, oder? Ich habe keinen Schaden genommen. Ja! If you want it, I show you. Tangible evidence that they can prove you guilty. It obviously doesn't exist, you moron. It does exist. Remember when I showed you the note to explain how the culprit called Kyoka to the laundry room? The paper I used for the note was from the notepad given to us by Monokuma, which means we can see if that note was from your notepad by checking if there are any torn pages in there. What? Well, Mitsuhiro, here's the evidence you've been asking for. Hey you! This? Evidence? Are you kidding me? He got those like a week ago. Anyone could have torn out a page for who knows what. Huh? Anyone could have used it? We can try matching Yuki's note with the torn section in your notepad. That way we'll be clear on whether it was from your notepad or not. Wait, but... hey! Don't you think the culprit could have used someone else's notepad? How can you be so sure that it was from mine? No way, idiot. Notepads run and wow in our rooms. How are you going to get one without an owner's permission? And if the owner somehow gave permission? Even better. That would automatically mean the person who asked for permission is the culprit. Wait, that's... Mitch, just admit it. I don't want us to keep fighting each other like this. It's over then. Over? Who said it's over? Nothing's over! This is a lie! This is all a big lie! How dare you accuse a superstar like me of murder! Liar, liar, liar! Alright, if you say so, I'll go over the case from beginning to end. Then you'll accept it. That you're the only possible culprit, Mitch. Ich glaube, das kann ich auch so. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie das hier ist. Ich weiß, dass es im zweiten Fangame, das wir spielen werden, scheiße schwer ist und da werde ich auch Google benutzen. Aber hier... Oh fuck, ich habe mir die Explanation vielleicht doch anhören sollen. Culprit squeezing the rope? Nee. Ah, es ist wie im zweiten Teil, okay. Oh, the nameplate are switched. Jetzt kommt hier hin. Ja. Der Blick, Alter! Moment. Wie cool er sich auch fühlt. Wie er sich auch freut. Gut, dann hat er sie mit dem Hammer attackiert. Wie falsch. Okay, das kommt jetzt. Not gonna lie, ich hatte so viel Spaß, dieses Trial zu lesen. Ihr glaubt gar nicht, wie viel Spaß ich dabei hatte. Ihr glaubt es nicht. Ich habe so Hunger, ey. Okay, der Part wird wahrscheinlich noch eine halbe Stunde oder so gehen, nehme ich an. Obwohl lange, das geht echt nicht lange hier in dem Spiel. Also das Spiel hier fühlt sich ein bisschen kürzer an als die anderen, finde ich aber auch gut, weil ich finde die anderen auch tediously lang irgendwie, muss ich tatsächlich sagen. Ich finde es ein bisschen zu lang. It all started last night. And we were all in shock by Monokuma's motive. Kyoka, Haru and Satsuki decided to hang out together to distract themselves from the stress. They ran around in the hallway until Haru accidentally broke 2 of the nameplates on the wall. Those 2 nameplates belonged to Kyoka and Tsurugi. Haru was panicking over breaking school property when Monokuma showed up to give him a warning. He didn't punish Haru since it was an accident, instead ordering him to replace the broken nameplates with new ones. And here's where Haru made a crucial mistake. After a trip to the restroom, he got confused about where the 2 nameplates originally were. Smack! Smack my ass! He finally chose to go with his gut instinct, but which unfortunately turned out to be wrong. This is when Kyoka and Tsurugi's nameplates were switched around. Haru went to his room right after putting the nameplates back and the nighttime hallway was left empty, at this very moment. Someone has decided against going to sleep and was out in the hallway, secretly heading somewhere. The place they were heading was Tsurugi's room. For some reason they had chosen Tsurugi to be their target of murder. But there was something they were unaware of. Right before they came, the nameplates outside Tsurugi and Kyoka's rooms were switched by Haru. So the culprit had actually accidentally gone to Kyoka's room. Junge, ich verhaspel mich 10-mal hier. Sneaky, Alter. Unaware of the error, the culprit made their first move. They put a note through the gap below the door. It asked to come out of the laundry room at 6 AM and contained a lot of false information to make things easier for the culprit. Haha! Yo! Da war ja wirklich eine Lache. Not everyone would be asleep right after nighttime. It would be easy to spot a note coming in through the door. That's what the culprit was going for. Okay, ja, macht Sinn. Tick, tock. The next day, as the time approached 6 o'clock, Kyoka, after reading the note, came to the laundry room as she has been instructed. Gasp. The culprit was hiding in the corner of the room, looking for an opportunity to strike. Since they were expecting to see Tsurugi, Kyoka's sudden appearance would have been a surprise for them. Kyoka continued forward, oblivious of her fate. The culprit was probably confused at first. Then either noticed that they somehow went to the wrong room or found Kyoka holding the note. Grrr, sauer. They likely had a plan in mind, and changing the target meant they had to risk ruining everything. There was also the potential of being found out and facing the aftermath if they let her go. At last, the culprit decided to change their target. They already had the weapon ready and it looked like they would be discovered anyway. Swoosh. Meanwhile, Kyoka was wondering why no one was in the room. Still unaware of the presence of the culprit, she was left vulnerable to their attack. Die Arme, sie ist so eine Süße gewesen. He fell victim to it. Act 3. After the murder, the culprit wiped off the blood from the body to conceal any evidence of murder. Because it was done almost immediately afterwards, Kyoka's clothes didn't get any blood on them. However, they weren't able to take care of the large bloodstain on the floor. Maybe because they were in a hurry or they just failed to see it. That bloodstain played a large role in revealing Kyoka was murdered in the laundry room. I think the culprit forgot about the bloodstain while they were busy moving Kyoka's body. They must have gotten in a panic since they killed someone that wasn't part of the plan. The culprit first carried the body over to take it to the girls' restroom. Their purpose was to take advantage of the fact that students aren't allowed to enter the restroom of the opposite sex. That's when the culprit found the pipe on the ceiling of the restroom. The culprit decided to make use of it and went to the antique store to get the needed supplies. It was less than an hour before the wake-up announcement, so they were probably in a rush. Es hat bestimmt eine Stunde vor der Wake-up und... Ja, stimmt, die Announcement ist ja hier um 7, stimmt. Ich vergesse das immer, weil in Danganronpa Free ist die Announcement immer um 8. It is now 8 AM! The tools they chose were a rope, a hook and a rubber ball. Squeeze. The culprit first tied the rope around the rubber ball, then thought of a certain way to hide their involvement. The idea was to... tie the rope on the pipe without entering the girls' restroom using the rubber ball. Since the culprit was a man, they were unable to enter the girls' restroom. Monokuma had previously announced that anyone who sets foot in the restroom of the opposite sex will be shot by the machine guns. But thanks to the fact that the restroom entrance was open with a wall straight across, the culprit was able to tie the rope to the pipe using the elasticity of the rubber ball. It was a risky move as the culprit wasn't able to step inside to correct any mistakes. Making the ball bounce right through the small gap seemed nearly impossible. But the culprit was confident they could do it. This was because as the ultimate soccer player, he had absolutely mastery over all types of balls. The rubber ball bounced across the room and right back to the entrance just as they planned. The culprit repeated this several times to make it look as if someone tied the rope by hand. And this is when another unexpected event happened. They must have failed to adjust the strength of their kicks, because the rubber ball grew weaker and weaker after each bounce until it couldn't withstand the pressure and popped. This caused the liquid inside the ball to be splattered all over the restroom, becoming a key piece of evidence. The culprit would have wanted to get rid of it, but they couldn't do it without going inside the restroom. Go. The culprit nonetheless decided to go on with their plan. After all, they succeeded in tying the rope to the pipe. The method they used was virtually unimaginable for a normal person. After getting the rope around the pipe, the culprit removed the ball from the rope and attached the hook instead. Then they threw the hook toward the pipe to fasten the rope on it. The other end of the rope was left outside the restroom and the other end of the rope that was left outside the restroom was wrapped around Kyoka's neck. The reason for this was to make it look like Kyoka was hanged inside the restroom. The culprit was hoping to make us think that Kyoka's murderer was inside the girls' restroom and naturally was able to enter it as well. That way, men would be considered suspects in the trial. The culprit as a man was trying to use this for their own favor. Everything was ready, and as the culprit was about to push Kyoka inside, they found a piece of paper in Kyoka's hand. It was a note they wrote, held tight in her hand even after her death. Having realized that the note will be used against them if discovered, the culprit whipped the note out of her hand. They whipped it possibly because of wriggler motors, which made it difficult to pull it out. What the culprit didn't know was that most of the important parts of the note were still intact in the piece they left in Kyoka's hand. Thanks to the note, we found out she wasn't murdered in the restroom, which led to the conclusion that the culprit can be a man as well. Act 4. After getting over the whiskey part, the culprit tried to get rid of the hammer and the rubber ball. But too much time has passed at this point, and it was early enough for some of us to get up. In a hurry, the culprit left their murder weapon and the burst rubber ball in the garbage dump. They would have wanted a safer option, but the time constraint gave them little time to think. They must have thought we won't find them if they put it alongside all the trash. And it kind of worked, since Kikaru and I were the only ones to discover them. When we started coming out of our rooms, the culprit acted like they had just gotten up and waited for the body to be discovered. We soon noticed that Kyoka was nowhere to be seen. As we all know, we went looking around the entire building until Akane discovered the horrible state Kyoka was in. Everyone froze in shock, and while pretending to do the same, the culprit secretly hid a smile at the outcome of their plan. The person who came up with this plan and tried to deceive us all. Du warst es, Mitsuhiro Higa. Rote Karte. It was you, right? Mitsuhiro Higa. Yes, we did it. Wir haben das Glas 2 geschafft. Geil, Alter. Fehlerfrei. Eigentlich fehlerfrei. Also bis auf die 2 Steuerungsprobleme, die ich hatte. Aber ich kann euch ganz ehrlich sagen, die Class Trials danach werden richtig schwierig. Gerade wenn du das Spiel blind spielst, Alter. Also ich habe keine Ahnung, wie man das schaffen soll ohne Internet. How was that, Mitch? You still have anything to say? He must have forgotten how to speak. Warum wurde sie jetzt gezeigt, hä? What kind of nonsense is this? This is just purely outrageous. Mitsuhiro, it's over. Please be honest. Pointless for us to keep attacking each other. Mitsuhiro, is it really you? Why? Why did you commit something like murder? No, it wasn't me. It's not me. It's not me. No. Oh Gott, ich kann so etwas nicht lesen, Alter. It wasn't me. Wow, this idiot's going all crazy. Oh my god. OMG. Mitsuhiro was totally gone wacko. Voll verkackt jetzt am Ende ihn zu lesen. Man hat, glaube ich, gemerkt, dass ich richtig Spaß hatte, ihn zu lesen. Seit Tag 1. Ich war richtig gut. Ich war echt gut. 800 Punkte. Kann ich mit leben. Die ich nicht ausgeben kann, weil ich das Spiel danach wechseln muss. Aber hey, das heißt, ich werde auch nicht das Problem mit dem Speichern haben. Huh? It looks like you're done. As the headmaster, let me say your discussions were packed with passion in a fashionable way. Passion and fashion? Are they the same? Are they different? Oh, who cares? You don't need any of those to live a good life anyway. So let's move on to voting time. You don't need an extra explanation, right? Pick the person that you believe is the blackened. Everyone, make your choice using the switch in front of you. And one more thing, just a reminder. Triple check that you voted for someone. If I ever see a blank ballot, you know what happens. I'm sure none of you would want to be punished for something so trivial like that. Okay then, time to get excited! Who will be chosen as the blackened? You make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Ich bin gespannt. Stell mal vor, ich kann sofort neu machen. Klar machen. Ist guilty. Sieht aus wie ein Knecht auf den Bildern, Alter. Oh, bingo! The blackened of this trial, that is the murderer of who killed Kyoka Maki, is none other than Mitsuhiro Higa. What? Hold on. Mr. Higa, did you really... Why did you kill her? Tell us. I was a big fan of yours. I liked soccer too. I admired your talent as a rising star. Why did you have to... cut it out and say something? Fine. I killed Kyoka Maki. Are you serious? Finally. Mitsuhiro, assuming everything we found out is true, you murdered Kyoka even though she wasn't your target. I'm not saying it was okay for you to set up a murder, but you could have quit and spared Kyoka when your plan went wrong. Why didn't you do that? Why? Why were you so stubborn about killing someone? Kyoka did nothing to you. But I just had to get out of here after watching that video. That video? Just as I thought. That is the only possible answer. You mean the motive? Monokuma had shown us that DVD just yesterday. The contents may have been different for each student, but every one of them seemed enough to drive a person toward despair. When I watched my video, I felt myself warped by a surge of emotions demanding me to escape here using any means possible, even pondered the thought of murder. Mitch must have killed you to the same reason. I'm aware of how serious a crime this is, and a million apologies won't be enough for what I did. But I had to do it! I had to get out of this place, and for that I had to murder! Mitsuhiro, you bastard! I don't know what you saw on your video, but can you even guess what was on mine? Every soccer stadium in the world being reduced to ashes, terrorists attacking FIFA headquarters, and world-class soccer players having gone missing. On top of that, my home team was also... How could such a thing be possible? I'm sorry. That's exactly like my case. Oh, this can't be good. It seems like something has occurred to the well-being of Yuki Maeda's warm and caring family. What could have possibly happened at his house? To Mitsuhiro, soccer would have been like the home where he belongs. Missing his own sweet home, being completely destroyed would feel... Attack on FIFA HQ? Come on, you know that's utter nonsense. Right, and it doesn't only pertain to yours. All of our videos must have been manipulated. You shouldn't have fallen for this trap. Ugh. I couldn't stop trembling after watching my video because it was as shocking as terrifying as yours. It wasn't just you. It was everyone's fight, even Kyoka's. Even though she watched the same absurd video, she was trying to overcome her shock. You asshole! I couldn't help it. Soccer's my everything. I'd even say it's more important than my life. I know murder is wrong, but I just had to see with my own eyes if that video is real, even if it meant killing another person. Let me ask you one thing. Suppose that your plan went without hitch and you got out. What if you found that video was forged? Then what were you going to do? You heard about the class trial in the entrance ceremony, didn't you? The victory of the blackened is equivalent to the death of everyone minus the blackened. My point is this: by setting off your murder plan, you opted to take the lives of us 14 here for your own needs. But were you aware of the full weight of your choice, or at least prepared to face the consequences? I doubt it. You know what I want to say? You're nothing more than an ignorant moron who wanted to get out of here using soccer as an excuse. Of course your video were as shocking. Of course our videos were as shocking as yours. Otherwise it won't even be a motive. If that alone was sufficient to make a person murder, all of us would have done it by now. But in reality you were the only one to commit murder. What do you think made that different? Could it be prioritizing your selfish desires over your so-called friends? Wait, stop it! Don't try to make this any more complicated. Are you telling me this idiot got shocked by the DVD, then just went on to murder someone without even being mentally prepared? No! I won't deny it, but soccer really was my everything. Actually, it was pretty well planned out. He even managed to come up with a complex trick immediately after murdering Kyoka. Tsurugi being his initial target doesn't look like a coincidence either. You thought his talent would be an obstacle to your plan, didn't you? Ugh! Bullseye, I suppose. Right. From the beginning, Mitch was willing to murder, even without a motive. A malice beyond description. That's what took Kyoka's life. But, so what? Doesn't even matter. Monokuma was the ultimate ringleader behind all this. Monokuma's the one who drove Mitch to that point. You know what, Mitch? Right after watching the motive, Kyoka told me Haru and Suzuki this. Murder Ich finde auch geil, wie da jetzt Yuki Maeda steht, obwohl es eigentlich sie gesagt hat. Murder, motives, anxiety. Just push them to the side and have fun. That way we can all chill out and strengthen our bond. Kyoka probably got the same amount of shock as you, but she was trying to overcome the situation by getting everyone together. If she had a chance to talk with you yesterday, things would have been different. Good. Why? Isn't it so frightening? Who would have guessed that world-class celebrity is nothing more than a bad-tempered coward? This is why you should never touch a book by its cover. No one would have ever thought Medliga would murder. What are you talking about? It's your fault. The entire situation, Mitch's murder, it's all your fault. How can you even say that? Aw, don't be so salty. What's done is done. Don't you got a carpe diem? Oh, what's up with that attitude? If you're trying to fight me, give up. You'll probably end up hanging out with your dead friend anyway. Besides, you guys don't scare me at all. Shut up, Monokuma. I don't know where you got the balls for that, but someday I'll bring you to justice myself. Tsurugi might be an exception. Gee, look how long you guys have been holding me back. We'd better get started. Started on what? The punishment! What else would it be? I told you, punishment awaits the loser of the class trial. Punishment? You mean execution? Just give me a sec. Of course I'm guilty. I deserve death. I deserve any kind of punishment. I know I can't ever make up for my crime. But still, are you really gonna kill me? Sure, I killed Kyoka, but isn't this a bit different? Seriously, you gonna take my life? I can explain. I really must have been crazy. I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. I can rot in jail for the rest of my life. Just don't kill me. Yeah, I'll do anything you want. You can have all the money I earned from playing soccer, okay? I don't want to die. Help me. I'll do anything but dying. I'm begging you. Please don't kill me. Hey guys, do something. I'm gonna die for real. This is not a joke. Notwithstanding Mitch's desperate cries, everyone turned their heads away from him, including myself. What is this? Are you scared of dying? Weren't you ready for this when you became the Blackened? Above all, you disrupted order. You killed Kyoka. Whatever the laws outside may be, the rule here is simple. An eye for an eye, a death for a death. No matter what you do, you can't avoid punishment. Once you reveal to be the Blackened, you are punished. This is an iron-bound rule. Now save your breath and let us begin. I certainly wouldn't want my students to procrastinate. So, I've prepared a very special punishment for the Blackened. Mitsuhiro Higa, the ultimate soccer player. No, go away, go away! Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time! No! Keine Ahnung, warum da immer diese Anzeige da oben kommt. Dass das nicht gehen sollte mit dem Video, weil es geht ja anscheinend. Ich hoffe, die Punishment ist nicht zu laut. Ich habe einfach mal Mauser und der Punishment-Problem gelöst. Er tut mir schon leid, tatsächlich. Weil ich hätte wahrscheinlich den gleichen Move gebracht wie er. Weil, so, ich wäre auch so egoistisch. Glaube ich. Und die Punishment ist brutal, tatsächlich. Ja, obwohl die Punishments im Spiel sind grundsätzlich brutal. Eieiei, ganz viele Monokumas. Und die sehen riesig aus. Die sind halt wirklich riesig. Die sind Fuß an, Alter. Der Volcano Shot. Eieiei. Das hat er nicht verdient. Uehauer hat trotzdem neutral geschaut, so like, ja, okay, ne, ist halt so. Fuck. Ein weiterer unserer Freunde ist von uns gegangen. Und ich muss schon wieder aufs Klo. So. Sorry, ich musste kurz aufs Klo und ich habe mir auch schon mal Nudelwasser aufgesetzt. Yeah, that's it, yes! This thrill, this excitement, you can only feel this at punishment time. Mittless. Dead. Tap in an instant. Warum wurden die Leute jetzt verschoben? Warum steht Akane jetzt neben Kanata und warum stehe ich jetzt da, wo Akane normalerweise steht? Voll dumm. Ach fuck, jetzt habe ich auch so Ding weggedrückt. Sorry. Despair. It was exactly what came up in our mind. Mitsuhiro committed murder. Of course he was unforgivable. But this is too harsh. You have to keep doing this? I can't. Anyone, please get me out of here. Ah, damit Monokuma dann dahin gehen kann, okay. If you don't want us, don't kill. None of this would happen if you simply stop caring about the outside. After all, it was Mitsuhiro's own selfish desire that led him to murder. You guys were the ones responsible for this. But how could we just forget about the outside world? It's impossible. Monokuma, what is your intention? What do you get from committing this heinous act? Intention? Intention? Huh? What is that? Sounds too hard for me. Nobody cares anyway. You don't have to know it. Just heed to my words and all will be fine. Besides, you won't understand a word, even if I tell you. Not even the slightest bit about what's going on right now. A total waste of time, right? You son of a... Oh no, how intimidating! Well, case closed. The class trial is officially over. Everyone rest in peace. Hey, wait! He's gone. Damn it, what are we supposed to do now? In silence, everyone kept staring at the spot where Monokuma was standing. Although the class trial was over, none of us looked eager to leave the courtroom. After losing 2 friends in a single day, and realizing escape is still far out of reach, we couldn't help but freeze in despair. Everyone, we need to stay calm. If we lose hope here, we won't be able to accomplish anything. But my legs ain't moving after watching that execution! How are we supposed to stay calm when our friend has met such a horrible end? Friend? Who is this friend you're talking about? What? Huh? Who else can it be besides Mitsuhiro? You're calling him a friend? I don't get it. Are you calling a murderer your friend? What's wrong with you? Tsurugi? Sure, Mitsuhiro killed Kyoka and he deserved punishment. But he was still our friends for the past few days, right? Yes, he was. Now he's only a criminal who got what he deserved for committing the worst possible crime on Earth. What's so surprising about that? Jo, daran sieht man, dass das hier nicht in Deutschland spielt, weil da wäre es definitiv nicht Mord, sondern Steuerhinterziehung. You may argue about that Mitsuhiro deserved the death penalty, but do you condone Monokuma's actions? Are you condoning Higa's murder? Yes, Monokuma killing him was also a murder. Monokuma's a criminal worthy of death too. Letting Higa live would be just as absurd. There ought to be a retribution for every murder. Are you saying you're glad that Mitch died? Of course. No murderer has the right to live, regardless of how many they've killed. What? Sure, Tsurugi has said he despises criminals more than anything else, and that his dream is to end all crime in the world. But still, saying he's glad for someone's death, even if someone wasn't a murderer, that's insane. But you also say killing a murderer is acceptable? No way. If you kill a criminal, then you'd be a criminal too. However, wasn't Monokuma already a criminal to start with? When did I say I'll excuse Monokuma's actions? I'm just saying he got the thing he deserved. I loathe that bear scum more than anything, but there's one thing he said I can agree on. An eye for an eye, a death for a death. That is my motto as a police officer. Lunatic. Isn't it a bit problematic for a police officer to say that? Why would it be problematic? I think the real problem is with the current legal system. I'm going to work hard to change the laws in this country. The entire world. I create a world where no one can dare to commit a crime. That's why I need to get out of this place. Same goes for you all. Stop thinking about that killer and strategize on how we'll fight Monokuma. I'm not supporting Mitsuhiro, but something is definitely wrong with you. Wrong? To me, the way you're acting is wrong. Don't you realize you're already approving his actions by caring about his death? Criminal or not, somebody just died. How could you react like that when a human being was murdered right in front of you? How could I? The criminals don't count as human beings for me. Leader? Tsurugi, what happened to you? You weren't like this. What do you mean? I was like this the entire time. I'm just giving some advice to those of you who are being overly hysterical. Of course, I am aware that I'm ultimately the one to blame. Kyoka wouldn't have died if I had been more alert. Therefore, from now on, I won't ever allow another murder to happen in the school, no matter what it takes. It's my duty to protect you all, isn't it? You! Stop. Mikako! She spoke! Ja, okay, also, gut, ne? Everyone's exhausted. Let's go to our rooms and rest. Calm down. We can talk again tomorrow. Right, this mind-blowing incident got us all heated up. Let's cool our heads and talk again tomorrow. Fine. I don't think you can think logically in this condition either. And thus, our first class trial came to a close on the worst possible note. If it wasn't for Mikako, we might have broken into a fight. Ja, hier, Haru, der ist schon fast ausgerastet, ey. Der war so kurz davor, dem einen aufs Maul zu geben. Somehow I feel like everyone went crazy. No, I might be the one who's crazy. 2 of us died on a single day. It'd be weird to not go crazy. Will we ever get out of this place? Will we ever escape this monstrous killing game? We took the elevator back to the school building and quietly dismissed ourselves. The atmosphere felt heavy, and the feeling of distrust seemed to pervade everywhere, like it did on our first day. Everything that happened today already feels like memories of a distant past. Surrounded by this bizarre environment, my sense of reality was slowly fading away. The day I left home for Habt Academy, a week prior to today. Seems like it was from a long time ago. Eine Woche? Hä? Also gestern waren es noch 3 Tage. Ich weiß noch, wie die im letzten Part gesagt haben, es waren 3 Tage, wir haben nichts erreicht. Und seitdem ist nur ein Tag vergangen. Also wenn dann 4 Tage, eine halbe Woche. I couldn't even recall how my parents looked like. My family. Kyoka. Trial. Mitch. Execution. Tsurugi. My brain drifted in confusion as these thoughts kept swirling in my mind. We made it through our first class trial, the very embodiment of despair without achieving anything. But this was merely the beginning of despair. Und jetzt wieder gute Laune. Oh yeah. End of chapter 1. Echoing despair. Oh yeah. Geil. Survivors remaining. Ja, Mitch und Kyoka. Gut, ne? Guck mal da oben. Makane ist neben mir. Oh mein Gott. Mein Crush ist einfach neben mir. Let's fucking go. Thank you for playing. You have reached the end of the demo. You may choose to save your progress here. It will allow you to continue from this point in future releases. Bringt mir halt überhaupt nichts. Es bringt mir halt gar nichts, weil es ist halt immer noch eine andere Datei. Anyway, Freunde, wir sind durch für heute. Wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal wieder mit Chapter 2. Und ich sage euch eine Sache, ab Chapter 2 nimmt das Spiel Fahrt auf. Die Charaktere entwickeln endlich eine richtige Persönlichkeit. Obwohl, ja, sie haben eigentlich jetzt schon so ein bisschen so eine Persönlichkeit entwickelt. So, das muss ich schon sagen. Mekaru, Kizuna, Tsurugi auf jeden Fall auch. Aber in Chapter 2 wird das noch mehr so sein und du wirst es noch mehr merken. Also dann, Freunde, bis dann, bis morgen. Tschüsselos.